You've worked all year. You've lifted these weights. Now you've gone into halftime in a game you felt good about, and you're down. Well, they came out, boom, 21-13. And then, like we talked about the coaches show, a 4th and 15, quarterback scrambles. Our kids got aggressive. They went to try to make a play and just had a lapse of leaving somebody open in the secondary. That's how they got the touchdown to make it, 19 to 21-19. And then right there at the end, we have the snap and, it goes bad, and heck, they jump on about our 5-10 yard line, whatever it was, and it took them a couple of tries to get in. They finally got in the end zone. They've got the lead with 3 minutes left to go. How are you going to respond now? You've responded in the first half. You've responded after halftime. Now this is the end of the game. It's do or die. If you don't respond now, you're going to lose, and now you've got to get that momentum back. You've got to, come into practice and after you faced, a loss, but they responded in 3 minutes. One play, Caden Stovall's gone, 65-yard touchdown, and that's the way they responded. So I thought for a first game, we saw everything that we could want to see. Like I said, again, I'm like anybody else. You want to see domination. You want to see just come out there, flex that muscle. And I've had teams that have done that before, but you never knew what you really had. This group, I feel like we know who we are and what we're capable of doing. So, like I said, first game of the season, I was really proud of our kids and just everything that we were able to see that night.
When we return, Coach Brian Pickens and I will talk about the Leake Academy wide receiver corps. So stay with us as the Crossgates Jewelers pregame continues from Boswell Media Sports.
Roll into Junction Deli, where nourishment meets journey. On the menu, delectable breakfast, lunch, and supper. Whether you're in Philadelphia, Newton, Union, Carthage, Louisville, Oxford, or Scuba, we're the local pit stop that blends the allure of delicious food with the convenience of a fuel station. Remember, when your stomach grumbles or your tank covers on empty, we're just around the corner. Download the Junction app for ordering convenience and look for the new car wash in Louisville next to Walmart.
Did you know most people overpay by up to 50% for individual health insurance? David Barham Insurance will save you that. Plus, David has the best rates on the market for Medicare Supplement. The solution is not on the internet or far away. It's right here in Carthage. David Barham, a local insurance agent you can trust. Make sure you have the best coverage and price. Call David Barham, 601-941-1280 on the north side of the square in Carthage.
Sunrise over Neshoba County signals another hard-working day, and locals know just where to get the job done right. Neshoba County Co-op serves our community, supporting farmers, gardeners, and home growers with trusted supplies and friendly advice. From feed and seed to hardware and clothing, every aisle is filled with the essentials you use to make your living. Rooted in Mississippi traditions, the Neshoba County Co-op is proud to help your work flourish. Every season, every reason. Neshoba County Co-op, Philadelphia.
My knee rehab was 100% successful thanks to Performance Therapy. They sat down with me and created a plan to ensure I would achieve my personal rehabilitation goals, and they encouraged me to get the most out of every session. Performance Therapy provided plenty of material for me to continue my rehab in between sessions too. Hopefully I don't have to see them in the future, but if I did, I would definitely choose Performance Therapy again.
For more information, go to performancetherapyms.com. Performance Therapy, Carthage, Philadelphia, and Forest.
When dealing with something as complex as taxes and payroll can be, you can turn to Weaver Tax and Accounting to make things easier. Their professional staff works diligently to make sure your business and personal returns are complete and finished in a timely manner. Weaver Tax and Accounting will also execute your bookkeeping and payroll, bringing you the best in tax services since 1979. Weaver Tax and Accounting, 20 South Street, Sebastopol, and 109 Chadwick Avenue in Walnut Grove.
When it comes to finding the perfect home, experience matters. Lee Realty is connecting buyers with quality new construction homes tailored to their needs. Hey, it's Stacey O'Neill with Lee Realty. Whether you're starting fresh or upgrading, our team will guide you every step of the way, making the process simple, smooth, and stress-free. Ready to get started? Give us a call today.
We don't want everyone's business, just yours. Lee Realty, 206 West Pickett Street, Philadelphia, 601-562-7123.
Welcome back to the Crossgates Jewelers pregame. We're at the Brickyard in Jackson. Your Leake Academy Rebels are going to be kicking off against the Raiders of JA at 7 o'clock. We're talking with head coach Brian Pickens. And, Coach, there were a lot of people asking questions during the offseason about not about our quarterback. He's a proven commodity, but they were asking the question, well, who's he going to throw to? And we lost 3 seniors off last year's wide receiver core that had contributed a lot in their high school careers, so we knew we had some young guys coming up. Major Chandler at tight end and a big kid can move in the field well. We could put him in the slot, but of course we lost him to a knee injury even before we got to kickoff of game 1. But that group certainly performed well in the 29-26 win against Simpson last week, didn't they?
They really did. Before we get into that group, yes, Major's injury was it was a heartbreaker for us. Not just for the team and winning and losing, and his ability to be a big strong blocker and be a wide receiver out there that can go down the field and stretch you vertically. It was a blow just kind of like almost to the family. Our kids are a very tight-knit group. That's why we have the success we do. I mean, you see one, you see all of them, and they get along well on the field, off the field. They're a fun group, and Major's a big part of that. Like I said, just a super young man. Just like I said, if you watch football, you kind of see him out there, what he can do on the field. But to know him personally, like I said, just a super kid, eager to work, got a great work ethic, works hard during the summer, and then just so coachable. Just whatever you ask him to do, does with a smile on his face, and does it 100%. And so yes, like I said, it's a heartbreaking thing, and you just hate to see a young man get hurt, early in the season. He's going to, miss that season. And like I said, he's a multiple sport guy for us at the school. But like I said, you hate it for him. But he's going to rehab. He's going to be back, and he'll do big things when he comes back. But like I said, I do want to say that though, how much I think about it, think of him, and all that he contributes to our program. Like I said, both physically and then just the mental side of it. Like I said, just always got an upbeat attitude. But like I said, we're going. We missed him Friday night. Gonna miss him this season, but he'll be on the sidelines with us. Talking about the receiving group. So yes, you're right. Now, so Friday night we went out there with four new receivers, and but I thought they did a super job. And this is probably, well, I'm not gonna say probably, it is. It's the tallest collective group of receivers I've ever had at Leake Academy in 24 years. You take Gage. Like I said, Gage, stands out there at 6'2" and can fly. And he's a kid that can take the top off of any coverage. And most time you're talking about him being so tall and fast and everything, but then you got Easton Page on the other side, who they're like carbon copies over there. He's like 6'2", and he can fly, and he can take the top off and go across the middle and all this. And those are two intimidating guys to try to cover. If you're a DB and you got these wide receivers coming out there, that can be kind of intimidating for you. And then you got Caden Stovall and Wright, and neither one of them are short. I think they both over 6 foot. So you've got this tall group of receivers, and they're 4 really good athletes. Caden plays at Z-back for us, and Caden could probably go back there in the backfield some if we just if we wanted to, and hand him the ball some. And he showed his speed the other night on that last play of the game for us on offense when he took it and went to the house with it. And so you've got these guys. And then Wright, he's had several hitches. Gage had several comeback routes. And then, you had, like I said, Stovall was catching those little hard, seam passes. He had a big seam pass up the middle one time. And then that short route in the middle of the field that he turned up. And then and Wright's got great hands and an excellent route runner. You saw him on a couple of out routes where one time, the ball was going out of bounds, he just reached his hands up and grabbed it. So they're all going to be contributors, and you're going to have to cover all 4 of them. And that's the biggest thing when you talk about pass offense. You can have a good quarterback, you have one good wide receiver, but they can double cover it. With this group, you can't really double cover anybody. You're going to have to respect everybody that's on that field. And we're really excited about this group group of receivers and what they're going to be doing as we go on. I've always told you the passing game's it's kind of odd. I always say it takes those under the lights timing. You can go out there, you can play 7-on-7 all summer, and then you can practice and throw deep balls. But you get out there under those lights by yourself, crowds in it, and it takes a little bit. And I thought we did a great job of some timing stuff, and I think you're going to see a lot of our deep stuff really start connecting as the season goes on, and I think it'll be wide open and fun to watch.
Talk about how that group contributes to the run game.
I tell you what, they're great blockers. When we we're required to do so many practices without contact. When we get contact, we'll do a lot of inside drills, and a lot of that's just for your linemen. We'll put an offensive lineman versus defensive lineman, running back, running behind them, and we let the whole team watch and kind of hoop and holler and have fun with it. We just want them to get real aggressive and kind of put them in the spotlight there, and then we get the linemen will go, and then we put the receivers in there, and they did a super job of blocking out there. We even had a few pancakes when some of those receivers blocked. So, as far as blocking the perimeter, they do a great job of that. And, that says a lot about a group of receivers because it shows that they're unselfish. Everybody wants to run out there and go catch football. Not everybody wants to come out there when Adcock's running a stretch play and you got to block some linebacker out there. That's not always fun, but they're willing to do it. They do a good job. And then, as far as just the strategy of it, if you're worried about covering our two outside guys and then worry about our two inside guys run inside routes, you've got to get people out of that box. You've got to get people out there that can cover these guys. And they're not just deep threat guys. They're also, like I said, you saw a lot of possession routes the other night, hitches, things like that, that really show off your hands, not just your speed, but your hands. And so you've got to go out there, you've got to count for these guys, and that opens up your run boxes, inside.
We'll step aside and have one more segment with Coach Brian Pickens. He and I will take a look at tonight's matchup with the Jackson Academy Raiders. So stay where you are as Leake Academy football continues.
Build your barn with Ozark Ag from the ground up. Expanding your poultry operation is simple and fast when you turn to the poultry pros that you'll find at Ozark Ag. They're your go-to partner for poultry barn construction. So let's check that checklist, shall we? Full service design and build? Check. Equipment installation? Check. And service that lasts long after the barn is finished? Check. And by the way, this just in, check. Build strong together. Call or go by to get started. Ozark Ag, Highway 16, Carthage.
Moore's Pharmacy in Carthage, Sebastopol, and Walnut Grove appreciate you, their customers. We have a beautiful selection of gifts with free gift wrapping. We are one of the only pharmacies around to offer compounding and women's hormone replacement therapy. Moore's Pharmacy accepts all insurance, including Medicaid. Our 2-lane drive-thru and prescription synchronization will make your visit very convenient. Come see us. We have the shortest wait time in town and a professional staff to assist you. Moore's Pharmacy, Highway 16, Carthage.
Hunting season is here, and Leake County Co-op has everything you need to get ready. From ammunition to deer attractants, premium deer feed, and the seed to plant your perfect food plot, they've got you covered. And cattlemen, don't forget, it's almost time to plant ryegrass and winter wheat for winter grazing. Lock in the best pricing by prepaying for your ryegrass seed before October 15th. So whether you're headed to the woods or the pasture, come see us at Leake County Co-op, where neighbors help neighbors since 1936.
Ready for your next ride? Triple M Motors has been serving you for 54 years, offering unbeatable prices and an impressive selection to match every lifestyle. With easy financing options and top-notch service long after you drive away, your car buying experience is hassle-free from start to finish. Trust the name that's been in your corner for over 5 decades. Stop by Triple M Motors today and see why our customers keep coming back, generation after generation. Triple M Motors, Highway 35, Carthage.
Philadelphia Gun and Pine, the original since 1974.
Philadelphia Gun and Pawn reminds you, size matters.
Which is why they have the largest collection of firearms your eyes have ever seen.
They carry a huge selection of Liberty and Browning safes in stock, and delivery is available.
Save 25% off select used firearms while you can.
Always giving you more bang for your buck.
Visit Philadelphia Gun and Pawn, 910 Posey Avenue in Philadelphia.
The original Philadelphia Gun and Pawn.
If you love sports, get in the game by getting In Sports. In Sports, just off the square in Philadelphia, puts you in the game with personalized jerseys and fan wear to support your favorite team. In Sports has the cheer uniforms you're looking for, as well as plaques and trophies. Looking for sports equipment? In Sports has that too. In Sports also believes in giving the best possible customer service with in-town deliveries. Be the fan you've always wanted to be with In Sports, just off the square in Philadelphia.
Welcome back. We are in the middle of the Crossgates Jewelers pregame, getting you ready for Leake Academy and JA from Jackson, and that's what we're going to talk about now, Coach. We've got a matchup coming up here in just a little bit with a 4A school. It's a team that we're familiar with. Well, this is the 7th consecutive year we've played them, but certainly they've got plenty of talent. I know you've talked with me in the past about their coaching staff, what they do defensively that's so impressive. They've just got a lot going on, but I know our guys are going to be up to the challenge, aren't they?
Yeah, Coach Dugan down there, Jay, this is his second year as a head coach, does a great job with them. He was I think he was really a defensive coordinator, and he was, coached in several colleges, D1 colleges. So they have a lot of, sophisticated coverages, blitz packages. Like I said, they're not a fun team to go out there and strategize with. You got to be on your game when you go play them. They try to take away a lot of the stuff that makes you successful, and that's what any good defensive coordinator is going to do. But they're a very talented group. Look, they've got some talent. We'll talk to you. I know you asked about their offense, but we'll talk about their defense first. Defense, they are a really talented group. You got number 15 and 14. I think both of them are committed to Tennessee, which, like I said, that's great for, that's great for, our whole association. You have two kids that highly recruited. They've got, but you talk about those two, but the whole group's very talented. You got a 21 plays their nose guard technique, and then you've got number 56 over on defensive end, big strong kid over at defensive end, and then their linebackers fly to the football. You've got those big guys you got to block down there, and then you got linebackers flowing over the top. So you say, well, let's double team them, but somebody's got to be responsible for that linebacker that's coming in there to get you. And the secondary is very stout. Secondary. They'll get in your face. They'll back off of you. They can go man. They can go zone. They do, they mix that up and do a good job of mixing it up. So you're not going to just be able to kind of sell out to one thing to do against them. You got to match what they're doing as far as coverage wise. So like I said, very talented group there. And then on the offensive side of the football, they've got two running backs. Thank goodness they bring them in separate. They're not in there at the same time. So but both of them can get gone. 22 and 6. Both of them they're really equally talented running backs. There's not much difference when they come into a game and when one's in and one's out. The quarterback, he's just a really good athlete. He can throw, but like him on a keeper around the end, a reads type offense. He's got the ability. He can get to that end zone. So you've got a lot of speed that you're going to have to really try to hem up. Mainly they're a zone team, so they're trying to get that ball to 22 and 6 and let them kind of read the holes there. And then like I said, the quarterback, he's a big factor in that. And they've got some good receivers out wide. You got to respect also. Offensive line, number 73 is impressive. You'll see him. I think he's one of the top rated offensive linemen in the state of Mississippi. And then they've got, but the whole line's got good size. But like I said, he's a really impressive blocker. So like I said, we got our hands full tonight.
What are some things that are points of emphasis with your ball club that you want to see them do, particularly when we come out in the first quarter and take on JA? JA?
Well, I think you've got to play fast. You've got to play fast against these guys. And what I mean by playing fast is you get alignment. Alignment's where it all starts. You got to you line up to what they do, and then you've got to be sound in all your gap schemes. You got to be sound in your force and contain, and you got to get there fast. You can't let these guys get going, because once they hit that open field, now that's when you really have problems. So you've got to really hem them up before they get going. And that requires us playing fast and smart. Like I said, when you got contained, you got to come up and be there, and you can't be out there too wide, because that gives them that seam, and now you're putting yourself in a lot of one-on-ones. And so you got a speedy team. You've got to be real sound on that. And then offensively, we got to protect the quarterback, and just be aggressive on that front line. When we run, we've got to come off the ball and just open up lanes so we can get those hard yards sometimes. Because like I talked about those linebackers, you got to get those hard yards. And the big thing is you got to take what they give you. And that's easier said than done, because if it's a short route, you got to take that short route. You got to just be, okay, we're going to take our 3-yard route here and try to turn it up to get 5 or 6, running. When you get that gap, you got to hit that thing full speed and, maybe get you 7 yards, maybe get 5 yards, whatever. You got to take what they give you and be patient and not make, mental errors like, jumping off sides or turning the ball over. You can't make mistakes against a team like this. You have to play very sound football.
Yeah, I know what I'm about to say is true every time you get out on the field, but certainly it's true tonight. Keeping negative plays at a minimum is going to be important for us, isn't it?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You don't want everyone to go backwards, especially a team like this. You don't want to go back. I don't know why I've gotten this habit. I always quote somebody, but the Coach Nealon, the old coach from Tennessee back in the, 40s, 50s, big thing, his deal was, don't ever lose a yard. Don't ever have a play that's going to lose a yard. You keep that going. You play special teams, play defense, get that ball back, and try to be patient as you go. And that's kind of got to be your philosophy here. Don't lose a yard. You might not gain, but don't lose a yard, and that keeps those sticks where you want them.
Coach Pickens, I know this Leake football team has put in a lot of work, a lot of preparation for tonight's game against JA, and it's time to trust that preparation and put it all out there. So I know we're going to get good effort out of our guys tonight, and wish you and them all the best against JA.
All right, well, I appreciate it.
That's head coach Brian Pickens joining us on the Crossgates Jewelers pregame to talk about tonight's game between the Rebels and Jackson Academy. We're going to step aside, pay a couple of bills, and then come back and go a little bit deeper into starting lineups and game preview for the 7 o'clock kickoff. Stay with us as Leake Academy football continues from Boswell Media Sports.
When it comes to finding the perfect home, experience matters. Lee Realty is connecting buyers with quality new construction homes tailored to their needs. Hey, it's Stacey O'Neill with Lee Realty. Whether you're starting fresh or upgrading, our team will guide you every step of the way, making the process simple, smooth, and stress-free. Ready to get started? Give us a call today.
We don't want everyone's business, just yours. Lee Realty, 206 West Beacon Street, Philadelphia, 601-562-7123.
If spending days looking for top dollar for your timber has left you feeling like you're barking up the wrong tree, then I would listen closely. Welch Forest Products in Union does it better than anyone and with the least possible damage to your property. Whether it's management, forestry care, pine plantation, thinning, or site prep, the last number you'll dial is 601-774-8200. They buy land with or without timber too. Call Bo Welch now at Welch Forest Products today. 601-774-8200.
Life is full of surprises, but with the right insurance, you can be prepared for whatever comes your way.
At South Group Insurance, they offer tailored insurance solutions for your home, auto, business, and farm. Whether it's protecting your family or securing your future, they're always there to help.
South Group Insurance agents are local, experienced, and ready to help provide personalized service that's right for you.
South Group Insurance, just off the Court Square in Carthage.
Dr. Brooke Bobo and his staff at Carthage Veterinary Clinic wish you and your animals the very best. They treat all animals, large or small, with the care you would want for a member of your family. Carthage Veterinary Clinic provide for your sick or injured animals and also offer grooming and boarding as well. Located on Highway 16, Carthage Veterinary Clinic is open Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 7:30 until 5:30, and Wednesday and Saturday from 7:30 till noon.
Thanks to Rosebud General Store, I can get all I need to work the farm right here at home.
Because they go hand in hand with what you use. Spreaders, hay bale rings, cattle catch pens, head gates, and fencing supplies. And let's not forget a great clothing department with boots and shoes to clothe the whole family.
Plus feed and medicine for all our animals, and even a deli to feed us farmers at lunch. That's my faithful friends at Rosebud General Store, Highway 487 East in Rosebud.
West Side Body Shop says, let's face it, stuff happens. And when it does, they can take care of damage as small as a chip in your windshield all the way up to full collision services. Insurance claims are always welcome too. Just be sure your first stop is West Side Body Shop in Philadelphia. They also specialize in truck accessories, including toolboxes, visors, Nerf bars, and winches. They make your ride look cool. West Side Body Shop, just off Beacon Street on Waterview Lane, right behind the Huddle House in Philadelphia.
Boswell Media Sports.
The Crossgates Jewelers pregame continues from the Brickyard in the capital city. Leake and Jackson Academy get ready to meet for the 7th consecutive year in a Week 2 battle. We'll remind you can watch tonight's broadcast on the Triple M Motors video stream. That's available at kicks96news.com. You go to the news stories there, click the link for tonight's game. Takes you to the Boswell Media Sports YouTube channel. We're powered tonight by Central Electric Power Association. Billy Steen, our broadcast engineer, Brooklyn Wade, tonight's camera operator, and I'm Philip Palmertree. And let's go straight into the starters tonight. That's presented to you by Philadelphia Gun and Pawn. We'll start with the offensive front. Guys who don't get enough credit up front, but we'll give them credit by going first there. Connor Moore touches the ball first. He's a senior at center. At left guard, John Wyatt King, veteran player. Veteran on the right guard side of center, Tanner Walsworth, a junior. And then two new players who are going to be tested tonight at tackle. Left tackle, John David Thomas, a junior. And right tackle, Lane Stewart, a junior. You'll see Riker Wells in at tight end and some at H-back tonight. The receiving core, Easton Page, a junior. Caden Stovall, a junior, who had a big night last week. About 150 yards receiving and scored the winning touchdown against Simpson with 3 minutes to go, taking it up the field. Also, Gage Warren will be playing at receiver. We'll see him, a junior. And Wright Palokas will get quite a few snaps at wideout as well, 6'1 junior. Running back, Garrett Adcock, had 121 yards last week and 3 touchdowns. Junior will get the start at running back. And, of course, George Wilcox. Last week he threw 25 times, completed 14 for 256, threw a touchdown, had 3 interceptions, but led the Rebels down the field when it counted the most. So QB1, the senior, the specialist, Wright Palokas, the long snapper on punts. Tanner Walsworth, the long snapper on field goals and extra points. Easton Page does the holding duties on place kicks, and Caden Stovall is the one swinging the leg for kicking and punting. For the Rebels defensively at nose guard, Alan Olivo, the senior. Talon Dillard playing at defensive tackle. He's a junior. Caden Monk, junior, at one defensive end. And Joey Saki, junior, the other defensive end. In the middle of the linebacking core is the thumper, Kobe Kemp, the senior. And then we had a great performance. He was one of the bad to the bone players of the week. Jack Johnston, in his first start as a junior, had a sack, made a wheelbarrow load of tackles last week. And he's a junior at outside linebacker. The other outside linebackers, Carter Pigg, a senior. And then the DBs, Riles Wilkerson at one corner, sophomore. Joshua Gray at the other corner. Will Garner got an interception last week. He's the free safety. Braden Welch, strong safety. We'll also see some of Brennan Evans in as a nickel back as well. So those are tonight's starters presented by Philadelphia Gun and Pawn. Rebel fans, once again, Rosebud General Store is honoring the late Old Ball coach Gilbert Barham by endowing the Gilbert Barham Color Commentators Chair. And For some select broadcasts this year, we're going to be joined by a friend of mine. He has spent quite a few years with the headset on. He was the voice of the Grenada High School Chargers and the Brandon Bulldogs, and his name is Hal Haden. And it's an honor to welcome Hal to Leake Academy football.
Well, welcome, and thank you for the invitation to be at the game tonight. It's an honor to be here. It's been a while, but I'm looking forward to this. You know, I saw last week's game. It's very exciting. If you're not a football fan, if you saw that game, you just had to get your heart thumping because it was a lot of thrills, a lot of good moments, a lot of great football.
Well, Hal, tonight we're playing here at JA. We were here in November for the state championship game, so we hope this is our first of 2 visits to Jackson this season. But tonight, you just got to take them one at a time, and we got an opponent in JA. This is their first home game. We expect they're going to have a big crowd, and it looks like those folks are filling in the bleachers here, and they are expecting big things because they've got talent like they haven't had in quite a while, and they've had a state championship drought. They won 3 straight championships in 09, 10, and 11, but they've had a drought since then, but they think it's within reach for them this year.
Oh, definitely. They have lots of Division I talent on this team. 4 that's really noted, and there's probably several others because I was watching the pregame, and these young men they're big, they're strong, they're fast, well-conditioned, what I can tell. It's going to be a big challenge. You know, this team could probably play a lot of the other 7A schools in the state in the public school ranks.
I agree with you. They rolled 42-6 at Oak Forest last week, and the Raiders had 460 yards of total offense, most of that running the ball. They were clumsy with the football, gave it up a little bit in the first half, but got it together in the second half. But here's the stat that stands out. They held the Yellow Jackets of Oak Forest to just 42 yards of total offense, and they had 2 running backs, Kingston MAIS, and then Beasley, the other one, Eric Beasley, both go over the 100-yard mark, scored 5 touchdowns between them, and they've got big-time defensive tackle that's caused us problems in the past, number 50, Darian Albert. That they've just and they've added a new quarterback who was the starter at Clinton last year. So they've got a lot for the Rebels to deal with tonight. And as Coach said in the interview segment earlier, we're going to need to come out and play fast, and we're going to need to avoid some negative plays.
That's exactly right. You know, these guys are, like I said, they're big and they're strong. I was looking at them during pregame. Number 73, which is probably their star on their offensive line, Caden Moss. He's 6'5", 300 pounds, only a junior. But I understand he's like number 4 in the country as far as offensive lineman. He looks very talented. We'll see a lot of him tonight. He anchors down that left side for them, if I can tell. But I'm really interested in seeing number 50, the defensive lineman. How do you pronounce it? Darian Albert. 6'2", 290. He is another Division I talent that's basically committed, I think, to the University of Tennessee.
Correct. And
I was watching him during pregame, and he's a very good-looking young man. He's very strong. He looks very strong, very in shape, and I think it's going to be hard to keep him out of the backfield tonight.
Here are tonight's weather and field conditions. That's presented by your friends at the Leake County Co-op. It's a humid night, still in the 80s. Mid-80s. We're insulated from it. We're in an air-conditioned booth, but unfortunately we can't even open the windows. And I'll go ahead and tell you, fans, this broadcast tonight going to sound a little sterile because we're having some trouble with JA's audio cord that they pipe into here or provide for us, and getting a feed from that has been trouble. So you may just hear us and see the feed, and I hope that'll be enough. Wherever you are tonight, whether you're in your car, listening on Cruising 98.3. Yeah, if you're in your car, don't watch the YouTube stream. That's a tip from your friend Philip here. But, listen on Cruising 98.3 or the Cruising 98 mobile app. And you may be at home, got the game up on that big screen, got supper maybe going or just cleaning up after supper, and you're ready to settle in for a Friday night of Leake Academy football video stream presented by Triple M Motors, and we sure appreciate you being with us. Here are a couple other games going on we'll pay attention to inside our own division. Tri-County is at Canton Academy. They've won 19 games in a row. Probably going to make it 20, to tell you the truth. They should handle Canton. Central Heights and Riverfield are open tonight, so this game and the Tri-County Canton game are the only games going on in MAIS District 2 and 3A. But some of our upcoming opponents, Clinton Christian plays at Winona Christian. We'll see the Stars in Madden next week. Winston is at Starkville Academy, Oak Forest at Bowling Green, Pillow at Simpson, MRA at Hartfield. That's a big game in the 4A ranks. Lamar plays at Jackson Prep. That could be a good game. Lamar could snatch one out in Flowood. And then some big games in the MHSAA ranks. Brandon at Madison Central and Oak Grove at Germantown. Cherokee, North Carolina, playing their annual game against Choctaw Central, and Choctaw Central hosting that one on Highway 16 tonight. Lake at Sebastopol. Leake Central is at Wayne County, so they've got a little ways to drive. Neshoba Central at Meridian, that should be a good one, and Union at Scott Central. Those and some other games we'll be watching tonight. The captains are heading to the 50-yard line for the coin toss, and Hal's going to keep an eye on that and see who wins that coin toss. Yes. And the Rebel captains are Connor Moore, George Wilcox, Alan Olivo, and I'm looking for the fourth one over there on the right. He's hidden by one of those big JA kids. Oh, that's Braden Welch representing Leake tonight. Leake in traveling white uniforms with Navy numerals, the Navy helmets, white football pants with Rebels in capital letters down the side. JA with Navy helmets trimmed in silver and white. Navy jerseys with white numbers, pretty easy to read, except we decided the fours are a little difficult. And then white football pants with navy and silver piping.
Good eyes. Very good eyes.
All we can do is the best we can. Now we're about to get the results of the coin toss.
Leake won the coin toss, I'm assuming, and they deferred to the second half, is what it looks like.
The Raiders will take it first. They'll defend. The Rebels will defend the, let's see, got to get my orientation here is kind of east-west. So the goal over to our right, which is the east.
Yeah, they're going to kick basically from the right to the left.
That's it. So glad you're with us for the ride. We're going to take one more break and come back with the Morris Pharmacy kickoff. So stay with us as Leake Academy football continues.
When dealing with something as complex as taxes and payroll can be, you can turn to Weaver Tax and Accounting to make things easier. Their professional staff works diligently to make sure your business and personal returns are complete and finished in a timely manner. Weaver Tax and Accounting will also execute your bookkeeping and payroll, bringing you the best in tax services since 1979. Weaver Tax and Accounting, 20 South Street, Sebastopol. And 109 Chadwick Avenue in Walnut Grove.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Your good health is our priority.
The new clinic is open. Premier Medical Group in Carthage has opened their new clinic at 300 South Pearl Street. And they welcome nurse practitioners Reagan Smith and Julie Harrington to their team. Schedule your appointment with any of their providers today at 601-298-0333.
Walk into the shimmering world of Crossgates Jewelers and Pearl, where every piece of fine jewelry will tell a story and represent the memories of your life. Their GIA graduate gemologist will show you their exquisite collection of engagement rings and bridal sets, answering any questions you may have when choosing the perfect diamond and setting. Their expert in-house repairs ensures your cherished items are in the best hands. Crossgate Jewelers, located at the corner of Cross Park and Highway 80 in Pearl. You are unique, and your jewelry should be too.
Dr. Ryan Anderson and his crew at Central Mississippi Animal Clinic love getting to know you and your pets. In addition to your pet's health care, they offer boarding that will be your fur baby's home away from home. Become a member of the Central Mississippi Animal Clinic family today. Download the Central Mississippi Animal Clinic app or go to centralmississippianimalclinic.com. Central Mississippi Animal Clinic, Highway 35, Carthage.
Hello, Rebel fans. It's time for Kickoff. Moore's Pharmacy welcomes you to an exciting night of Friday night football. Moore's Pharmacy takes great pride in supporting Leake Academy Rebels, the perfect place to start your weekend. Okay, Rebels, let's kick it off.
Boswell Media Sports.
Rebel fans, be sure that you get your weekly Kicks picks in before the 6 p.m. deadline next Friday. And you could be like Shelby Kewen of Kosciuszko. He was our Friday night food spot winner. Gift certificate to the great food at the Junction in Carthage. And remind you, you still early season, you can get in. If you have the most correct picks at the end of the year, you'll get a Traeger Ironwood 650 pellet grill from Ozark Ag in Carthage. So that's something worth play in every week, free at Kicks96news.com. It's fun, it's free, it's Kicks Picks. And I understand we do have some field audio coming to you. It just doesn't come into us very well, so we're going to try to play around as best we can with that tonight. The Rebels take the field to our left and hit that far sideline. And we're just about to have the Moore's Pharmacy kickoff. Leake will be kicking off to the JA Raiders.
This is going to be a very interesting game. It seems to be exciting. Both stands seem to be very enthusiastic about tonight's game. A lot of good talent, a lot of good-looking young kids here that are basically ready to play some football tonight.
We're glad to have all of you with us. Next week, the Rebels will be back at home. They'll play Winona Christian. 7 o'clock kickoff at Baggard Field, but that's not our concern right now. We got these 4A JA Raiders. Of course, you probably know we've talked about it last week with Coach Pickens, the realignment in MAIS, where Leake is now in 3A, JA in 4A. Some of those opponents we're used to playing, like Simpson, who we beat last week, Simpson and Lamar, Starkville, Heritage, Bio, Pillow, Magnolia Heights. They're up in 4A, also with Prep and Hartfield and JA and MRA. St. Joe, Park Lane's up there with them. Park Lane got a big win at home against Jackson Prep, beat Prep for the first time in 31 years last week. And so Park Lane, the defending 5A state champs, they're rolling. But let's talk about Rebels and Raiders as Caden Stovall has teed up the ball right in the middle of the field at the 40-yard line. We've got Leake and Jackson Academy for you. Deep to receive, Omari Johnson and Jaden Hollins for the Raiders. Sky kick taken on a fair catch in front of the Rebel bench by 44, Baron Moselle. So 33-yard line for the Raiders to start this game off. First quarter presented by Carthage Collision Center.
Very interesting to start the game. Basically what I call a pooch kick.
JA starts at their own 33. They've got at quarterback Joseph Walker, 5'9", 180-pound senior, transferred over here from Clinton High School. And they'll put very talented Kingston Mays. We've seen him the last couple of years. He's a junior now, 5'9", 180. Has some breakaway speed. They'll put two receivers out near the sideline to the short side of the field left and stack two to the right. 1st and 10. They go on the ground to Mays, and he runs into the Rebels right at the 35, stood up and pushed back. Kobe Kemp leading the attack. Jack Johnston came in and helped.
Excellent pursuit by the defense and the linebackers. They filled the holes, and they were there to plug the gaps.
Same formation, 2nd and 8. Opening possession of the ball game. Walker go on a play fake, throw a slant, caught at the 47, and Braden Welch there to plant Jaden Hollins into the turf at the 47, maybe 48-yard line, but good job by Hollins to hold on to it, and that will be a first down for the Raiders.
They basically just lined up. It was a good pitch and catch.
Yep. Inside, man runs the slant. They got the open space there, and good perfect form tackle from Braden Welch.
Yeah, he was on cue. It was a very good throw.
A lot of receivers aren't going to be able to hang on to that ball, but 1st and 10 from the 48. They'll put a tight end on the left this time, bring a receiver in motion, do a little toss pass to him. That's Hollins trying to come around right side, hops over Braden Welch, gets hit, stays upright, turns sideways on the near side and put down at the 43-yard line. That's going to be about a yard short of the first down. Good first down gain of 9, but for J.A., Joshua Gray had to come over and help make the tackle.
Initially, we had containment. Leake had containment. The young man just basically put a couple of moves, and he was able to get around it and then carry a couple of guys for a few yards. So that was a good run on his part.
2nd and 1. Ball in Rebel territory at the 43. Out of a shotgun set. Fake it to MAIS. Walker, a little RPO, fakes the throw, gets to the 40, breaks one tackle, then gives himself up, slides in at about the 37-yard line before Will Garner closed in on him, but he was able to scramble his way between the hash and the numbers for a first down.
We got timeout now for an injury. Seems to be a JA players on the ground. I didn't catch the number.
Yeah, looks like one of their linemen who's down. We'll pause here. 10:15 to go in the opening quarter. First quarter presented by Carthage Collision Center. JA nothing, Rebels nothing. They are tending to one of those big linemen. Their center, Luke New.
That's what it seems to be. When he went down, I watched him grab his knee and buckle on there. He tried to get up, but it didn't really, wasn't going to support him.
They're getting him up to his feet now. He is still favoring, looks like that left leg. Not quite ready to hobble to the sidelines.
That was a good play on the quarterback. He made an excellent play. What you would say an RPO. He got to the line of scrimmage. He saw that he had an options, and he made it. He made a good run. I would say number 77 is not. He's basically favoring his left leg, his knee. It's hard to tell from here, but
yeah,
heart goes out for him.
I know. Hate to see kids who put so much effort and time and sweat, tears into this, and but it is part of the game, and hopefully he'll be back on both legs. But right now he's not wanting to put weight on that left leg, so they'll have a new center into the game. We'll identify that 54, P.J. Evans, who they moved over, so they've reshuffled their line. On 1st and 10, play fake, time for Walker. He's throwing for the end zone, has a receiver wide open over the middle, but overshot him. He had Hollins out there in the end zone, but threw it about 2 yards too deep.
Yep, he got turned loose going across the middle and got behind the safety. And as you can see on the replay,
we get to see on the replay.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, the play fake brought Braden Welch in. He was looking in the backfield, concerned about the run, and that opened up some green grass for Hollins, but it goes incomplete. 2nd and 10. Raiders with 3 wide outs. Handed off to number 6, Eric Beasley, and he's chugging downfield, crosses the 25 and gets wrestled down by Will Garner at the 22, and that's going to be enough for a first down.
Just a straight play, hand off between the guard and tackle, and he made just excellent runs and carried some guys with him as well.
And Beasley's not that big, 5'9", 195 pounds, but he runs with a lot of strength and determination. Ball at the 22, 1st and 10 for the Raiders. 2 wide outs left, 1 to the right. H-back set to the right. Again, they'll go to Beasley. He sort of sidesteps, shuffles his way into the performance therapy red zone down to the 18-yard line before Alan Olivo upends him.
Just a simple, what I call, line it up, your 5 linemen with your H-back and just hand off between the guard and tackle and find the hole. And he found the hole that basically carried it for several yards.
2nd down and 6 from the Rebel 18. Play fake, Walker with time. Now he's going to get out of the pocket, moving left, dodging defender, still back in the pocket, now rolling right. Now turning upfield, 20, 15, 10, gets knocked out of bounds hard inside the 5 by Braden Welch. And that's some great athleticism from Joseph Walker to keep that play alive and turn it into something big.
Yes. Excellent coverage in the defensive backfield. There was no open receivers, and he basically he was looking for options, and he just couldn't find them. And finally, his legs just took him to, said, "I'll get on down the field."
Jack Johnston had a shot at him. Caden Monk reached out, tried to grab him, couldn't get him. So it's 1st and goal. Mark it at the 4. First a goal for the Raiders out of an I formation. They hand it to Kingston Mays, and a huge hole opens up for him, and he walks into the end zone. Touchdown for JA. They lead it 6-0.
That was simply just basically a power formation. They stacked the line on the left side with the tight end, or H-back is in some terminology, to the left side, and basically just powered their way through, and it was a hole pretty good there. That was roughly a 69-yard drive.
Extra point coming up here. Rhett Robinson, their veteran kicker, out of the hold of Carter Matheson. His kick is up, it's away, and it's good. 8:45 to go in the first quarter. JA strikes first on the opening drive. They lead at 7-0. We'll be back.
Philadelphia Gun and Pine, the original since 1974.
Philadelphia Gun and Pawn reminds you, size matters.
Which is why they have the largest collection of firearms your eyes have ever seen.
They carry a huge selection of Liberty and Browning safes in stock, and delivery is available.
Save 25% off select used firearms while you can.
Always giving you more bang for your buck.
Visit Philadelphia Gun and Pawn, 910 Posey Avenue in Philadelphia.
The original Philadelphia Gun and Pine.
Build your barn with Ozark Ag from the ground up. Expanding your poultry operation is simple and fast when you turn to the poultry pros that you'll find at Ozark Ag. They're your go-to partner for poultry barn construction. So let's check that checklist, shall we? Full service design and build? Check. Equipment installation? Check. And service that lasts long after the barn is finished? Check. And by the way, this just in? Check. Build strong together. Call or go by to get started. Ozark Ag, Highway 16, Carthage.
Boswell Media Sports.
Gage Warren on the kickoff return for Leake. Brings it up near the 20-yard line, but couldn't break through that first wall of containment. The nose of the ball right at the 20-yard line, so we'll call it the 20. Leake will set up there. 8:38 to go first quarter, presented by Carthage Collision Center. Raiders go 67 yards on their opening drive, Hal, and look pretty impressive doing it on the ground.
Very much so. It's a very mixture of run and pass. Just very balanced, very and basically I don't remember any negative yards on that drive for them.
So Leake, under the direction of senior quarterback George Wilcox, will line up 3 wide receivers, move them over to the right, H-back, set to the right. Handoff goes to Garrett Adcock up the middle. He'll find a yard or so to the 21, and that's it before he's swallowed up by about 3 Navy shirts, led by 21, Jaden Walker.
And Mr. Albert was in that crowd as well.
Yes. He is very disruptive.
Yes, he is.
2nd down and 9 for the Rebs. Ball at the left hash. Clock winding, 8:06, 8:05, 8:04 to go in the first quarter. Rebels down 7-0. Shotgun set, 3 wide receivers. Riker Wells, the H-back. Wright Palokas, the H-back on the right side. Handoff, Adcock, and looked like he had some room to the left, but he saw the crease, took the crease to the right, and ended up with no gain.
Yeah, basically same formation. It looks like to me that the quarterback basically he has an option, and he read an opening, which there was one there for a moment, and basically, like I said, no gain.
3rd down and 9. Rebels facing a possession play, need to string some first downs together early. Want to get off to a fast start. Wilcox back to throw, well protected, throws complete to Gage Warren, dodges a defender at the 35 up to the 44. Gain of 23 yards, and that's a Central Mississippi Animal Clinic 1st and 10 on a tremendous throw and catch.
Excellent pitch and catch. The quarterback basically did his fake, did his reads, and he saw that the left was open, and he put it right in the area.
From the Rebels 44, same formation. And they get J.A. offside. Good job by QB1 with a hard count. 5 free yards for the Rebels up to the 49.
You know, I saw Mr. Wilcox do that several times last Friday night and was very, very effective with that.
And that's something he's developed as he's gotten older. It's something nobody's born knowing how to do that. And he certainly developed that skill with a lot of others. 1st and 5 for the red and blue. 4-man front. Handoff. Adcock cannot get back to the line of scrimmage. He got taken down in the backfield. Trying to pick that number out. 15, Mari Jackson. 45, Gus Summers. Linebacker making the tackle. Loss of 2 on the play, back to the 47.
They're just simply their same thing, formation 4-3, but they're basically sucking their linebackers close to the line of scrimmage, and they're basically putting 7 to 8 in what we call the box, making it hard to run with.
2nd down and 7. Wilcox to throw. High pass up the sideline, going to go out of bounds. Gage Warren running the go pattern, and step for step with him was cornerback Mari Jackson, incomplete. 3rd and 7. 6:11 to go in the quarter. Leaks trailing 7-0.
Just simply, that was a pass play. Simply look, go route, as some refer to, down the left side. He looked to both sides, and he was trying to aim for that zone, and he just overthrew it, as they say in some terms, just a little bit high.
Rebels empty the backfield. 1 receiver left, 4 to the right on 3rd and 7. 4-man rush. Wilcox gets it off up the left side. Going to be too deep, but flags come in, and Raiders may have gotten a little handsy with Gage Warren at about the 35-yard line.
That's exactly right. The young man was trying to make his break. The DB, which I think was number 2, I think it was number 12, got him on the side and kind of tugged on his jersey a little bit, and can't do that.
Pass interference. The call gives the Rebels another Central Mississippi Animal Clinic 1st down on this drive.
So that's 2 in a row. Take them any way that you can get them.
That's right. 1 via pass, 1 via penalty. Rebels' first drive after the Raider touchdown. Officiating crew maybe having a little bit of trouble. Now they're getting it right of where to walk the ball to. First they marked it 10 yards. Now they've moved it 15. It puts it in JA territory at the 38. Warren split out to the left. Page and Stovall to the right. George looks to the right to throw. Short route. Diving for it about 5 yards past the line of scrimmage, but unable to come up with it. Caden Stovall. That one was just a little too far in front of him.
Yeah. It was the right play. The young man was in the open. He just simply got it just a little low.
2nd and 10. LA started this drive at their 20th, converted a 3rd down to get here, and then got a pass interference penalty to move it into Raider territory. 2nd down. 2 wide outs to the left, 1 right. H-back set to the right. And bring Stovall in orbit motion behind the quarterback, swinging out to him left side. Gets a block. And then Stovall loses the ball, bounces around on the carpet, and the Raiders are on it. Stovall was trying to stay upright and stretch for a few yards, and then just lost the handle on the football, and it's recovered right at the line of scrimmage at the 38. JA will take over there with 5:51 to go in the first quarter. Raiders 7, Leak nothing. First turnover of the game made by the Rebels.
Yep. Just trying to make it happen, and they stripped the ball out. Good play on the defense.
Lone receiver split wide left, 1 to the right. Tight end and H-back in the game. Play fake, throw it, little hitch pattern right side, complete to Vaden Traylor. He gets past one would-be tackler and tiptoes up the sideline into Rebel territory at the 47. It's a pickup of 15 on the play and move the sticks for JA.
1 more second, we actually had a defensive lineman that had broken through and was right in front of the quarterback. 1 more second, we possibly could have had a negative play there.
First and 10. Second trip into Leake territory for JA. Fake the handoff to MAIS. Walker launches it deep up the left side. Man's left his defender behind. Caught by Jaden Hollins for a 47-yard JA touchdown.
Yes, just simply a really good pitch and catch. The young man, the quarterback, Jack Hollis, he basically threw it to a spot, and his receiver ran to it, and he basically got behind our DB and just, he was touchdown.
He just made a move there on Joshua Gray, got past him, hauled it in inside the 10. 13-0 with an extra point pending. Robinson out there. Swings the leg. Kick up, away, and good. 5:36 to go in the first quarter. JA 14, Leake nothing. We'll be back.
My knee rehab was 100% successful thanks to Performance Therapy. They sat down with me and created a plan to ensure I would achieve my personal rehabilitation goals, and they encouraged me to get the most out of every session. Performance Therapy provided plenty of material for me to continue my rehab in between sessions too. Hopefully I don't have to see them in the future, but if I did, I would definitely choose Performance Therapy again.
For more information, go to performancetherapyms.com. Performance Therapy, Carthage, Philadelphia, and Forest.
Moore's Pharmacy in Carthage, Sebastopol, and Walnut Grove appreciate you, their customers. We have a beautiful selection of gifts with free gift wrapping. We are one of the only pharmacies around to offer compounding and women's hormone replacement therapy. Moore's Pharmacy accepts all insurance, including Medicaid. Our 2-lane drive-thru and prescription synchronization will make your visit very convenient. Come see us. We have the shortest wait time in town and a professional staff to assist you. Moore's Pharmacy, Highway 16, Carthage.
Boswell Media Sports.
Philip Palmertree and Hal Haden with you at the Brickyard in Jackson in the 39211. 14-0. JA takes advantage of a Rebel fumble, and they quickly turned it into 7.
Exactly right. The defense fell for the play fake. The quarterback, basically for JA, they had sufficient coverage. And, it just one of them things where you practice it every day. You throw to a spot and allow your receivers basically to go to that spot. And he simply just outran the DB on that side. It was a beautiful, what we call pitch and catch.
Jackson Academy's Gabe Barnett to kick it off. He kicks it very deep, taken at the 1-yard line by Gage Warren. Now they'll say he had a foot in the end zone, and in high school that's always a touchback.
That's true. You can say even make the step back, it doesn't matter. Once you go in there, the play is dead, and you bring it out.
Bring it to the 20.
Yeah.
So drives of 67 and 62 yards for the Raiders give them a 14-0 lead. Our stats and summaries presented by Wilcox Funeral Home. 5:33 to go in the first quarter. This quarter is presented by Carthage Collision Center. Rebels will huddle. Offensive coordinator Corey Burns over on the sideline and then come straight to the line of scrimmage. Play clock already ticking on the Rebels, but plenty of time. 20 on the play clock. Warren and Stovall split to the left. Easton Page out to the right. We'll probably see a lot of Wright Palokas and some Riker Wells as tight ends and H-backs because you've got to protect George Wilcox tonight against this aggressive defense.
Seems to be some problem maybe with the clock because the referee's coming to this side here to talk to the JA coaching staff.
The clock, the play clock is reset to 25. So, they may be having a play clock problem. Easy for me to say. And you're right, the officials talking to the two coaches. David Dugan for JA and, of course, Brian Pickens for Leake. From the right hash, 20-yard line, 1st and 10, Rebels. 3 wide out set. Now they'll send Adcock out to the left. Throw it up high, but way too high. A little too much adrenaline on that one off the arm of Wilcox, incomplete.
I see what they're doing by trying flooding, particularly what I call the left side of the field. They've seen something probably in the game films that leads them to believe they can get a mismatch. Like you said, probably the quarterback, George Wilcox, is basically a little pumped. But we got a long ways to go.
2nd and 10. Looking right, now back to the left. Pass off the hands of Gage Warren, incomplete at the 25.
Yes.
No, that's frustrating for Gage and for everybody concerned. The Rebels face 3rd and 10 now from their own 20.
Yes. Like I said, they have seen something in the game films that leads them to believe they can definitely have mismatches because they continuously flood that side.
2 wide receivers out to that side, 1 to the right. Wilcox on 3rd down, gets rid of it quickly, throws it up high, and then receiver and cornerback tussling with each other at the 40. Flag comes in as Warren and again Maury Jackson were tangled up.
Yes. It was interesting. One referee basically threw the flag. The other one right behind the play said no because I would think he was indicating that it was an uncatchable ball.
But it ends up being pass interference against J.A., and the crowd is really unhappy about it.
Well, one of the things that people probably don't understand is that you really can't impede the receiver. It just, even though the ball was well over his head, you just cannot touch him until basically the ball is behind him.
Yeah, there's really technically no such thing as that uncatchable.
That's correct.
Rule in high school.
So you have to give the offensive player the chance.
1st and 10 from the 35. Rebels pick up Central Mississippi Animal Clinic 1st and 10. Throw into the slot. Comes in on 1 hop to Gage Warren, incomplete. Right now, George Wilcox is throwing a little bit short and sometimes a little bit hot.
Yeah, I'm sitting here trying to run my stat numbers. They're not an accurate count, but maybe 1 or 2 so far. He's thrown it about 10 times. He's got plenty of protection. He really hasn't been flushed out of the pocket.
Rebels have protected really well. 2nd and 10. Linebacker creeps up on the edge. Handoff goes to Garrett Adcock, and he's stopped for a loss about 2 yards back of the line of scrimmage. They'll give him the more generous spot to the 34, loss of 1.
Yeah, that was very
3rd
generous.
and 11, and there was 14 T.J. White and 45 Gus Summers upending Adcock.
So far they basically, once again, the basic 4-3, their 4 defensive linemen is basically they've established that line of scrimmage, and you want to control the offense by the run.
Right now they're saying none shall pass. Raiders showing they're going to blitz. They will bring a blitz. Ball up quick, left side toward the sideline, but over the head of Warren into the Raiders sideline, and that's incomplete. Will bring up a 4th down, and the Rebels will have to kick it away.
Yes, it's same play. It's just, you got to give the offensive player, the receiver, a chance to get that ball, and then most of these balls are basically out of bounds and really not catchable. But he will get it down. He's got a great arm.
I tell you what, Darian Albert, so quick on the snap, just went between the Rebel center and guard. Got slowed down just a little bit, and of course a good job by Wilcox to unload it before the pressure got to him. So Caden Stovall stands at his 21 to punt it away. Jaden Hollins, who already has a touchdown catch in the game, waits to receive it. High snap, high end over end kick. Fair catch made at the 34. J.A. takes over there with 4:16 to go in the first quarter. J.A. 14, Rebels nothing. We'll remind you, Rebel fans, that Premier Medical is the wellness sponsor of Leake Academy Athletics. Remember, Premier Medical Carthage clinic open 7:30 to 4:30 Monday through Friday. It's important for the Rebel defense, Hal, to stop J.A. and get the ball back for the offense. You don't want to fall down 3 scores on 3 possessions. New quarterback in the game, that's Pruitt James. He throws on target over the middle inside the 40-yard line, and again, that looks like Jaden Hollins. Nope, that's 9. Braylon Short making the catch. And a big gain of about 25 yards down to the 37-yard line. First down for J.A.
You were talking about basically it's the line of scrimmage for both Jay's controlled on both the offense and defense, and that's what set the tone so far.
Trips to the left. Tight end set to the right. Running back is Eric Beasley. He'll get the carry, tiptoe around, find an opening 30, 25, and wrestled down at the 20 by Jack Johnston and Brennan Evans. Yeah. But a gain of 17 and a first down. Right now, J.A. just ripping off yards in chunks. On the right hash at the 19-yard line officially, so they are back in the performance therapy red zone. Keeper on a read option. James with a blocker in front of him. Flags come out. He goes inside the 10, angles out of bounds short of the 5, but I think that's going to be a hold, and it is going to be a hold against J.A.
It was basically, read option, and it was a great fake. Young man rolled out to the right, and it was open territory, and just had a receiver downfield that just maybe grabbed a little bit too long on that jersey.
So another break for the Rebels via the yellow hanky. Walks the ball back to the 23. Make it 1st and 13.
It's history that they basically brought in another quarterback, which is number 10.
Yeah, James was their starter for most of last year. And they brought in Walker. James saw some snaps last week. He goes on a play fake on first down, all the time in the world. Scrambles out to the left, being chased. Heads upfield, the numbers 20, 15, 10, zigging, zagging, getting into the painted end zone. What a job running around by James. Touchdown.
That was all number 10. He basically, when he rolled out and he got around the corner and we lost containment, it was, he just zigzagged in and out, and his legs basically allowed him to get on the end zone, which was roughly a 23-yard scamper.
Great athleticism from Pruitt James. Third J.A. touchdown in this opening quarter, presented by Carthage Collision Center. Robinson's extra point is blocked.
Excellent.
Rebels, Brennan Evans, Jack Johnston, and Carter Pigg all got back there, so the kick is no good. 20-0 the score. Raiders in front. Will return after the break here on Boswell Media Sports.
Did you know most people overpay by up to 50% for individual health insurance? David Barham Insurance will save you that. Plus, David has the best rates on the market for Medicare supplement. The solution is not on the internet or far away. It's right here in Carthage. David Barham, a local insurance agent you can trust. Make sure you have the best coverage and price. Call David Barham, 601-941-1280 on the north side of the square in Carthage.
When memories matter most, trust Wilcox Funeral Home to honor your loved one's legacy with compassion and dignity. Our caring team walks with you every step of the way, providing comfort and support during life's most difficult moments. From personalized services to attentive planning, Wilcox Funeral Home is your partner in remembrance and healing. Celebrate a life well lived, because every story deserves to be told, cherished, and never forgotten. Wilcox Funeral Home. Our family, serving your family for 90 years now. Jordan Street, Carthage.
Boswell Media.
Morse Pharmacy kickoff after the J.A. touchdown. Fielded, brought back up to the 23-yard line outside the numbers. Rebels will start there. They're trailing 20-0. 3 possessions for J.A. have yielded 3 touchdowns, drives of 67 yards, 62 yards, and 65.
Simply just, with the exception of that last run, the Lions have basically, for Jay, they've established their dominance, and we've got to figure out a way to get past that.
3:04 to play in the opening quarter. Rebels have 3 wide receivers, H-back, and what do we have?
There's another flag. It's offsides for J.A.
J.A. came across the line. Those big D linemen getting a little ahead of themselves.
They're trying to, They're
right now kind of feeling it.
Yes. They very excited at the moment.
They have controlled the Rebel run game in the first quarter. 1st and 5 for L.A. Wilcox, again, going to put it up high. 50-50 ball. Warren can't get it. Liam Spratlin defended him well in J.A. territory, and it went off Spratlin's shoulder pad and incomplete.
Very much so. It's Wilcox basically, he got the ball infield, and it was a good play, just that their DB, number 20. It's hard to see the number sometimes because this room is kind of dark. And but, it made an excellent play, and he was right there on top of it. Excellent.
Under 3 minutes to play in the quarter, 2nd and 5. Wilcox going to put it up again, left side, reaching up, pulling it inbounds in Raider territory is Easton Page. And then a late flag comes in, but down at the 46.
This is probably maybe going to be offensive interference. I'm thinking number 6 pushed off.
We're watching the replay, and there's a little bit of a push off there, not a whole lot. Of course, it was in front of the JA sideline, and they were screaming bloody murder over there, like there had been an attempted murder.
Yep.
But, yeah, I think and it is going against the Rebels.
That is one of those calls that I think that had it been incomplete, it would have been ignored. But it was complete. It was a great catch, but JA coaching staff, they were none too happy.
That's a great point. Yeah, if that ball had been dropped, the flag probably doesn't come out because that flag came out quite late.
Yes.
Easton Page had already popped back up to his feet when the flag hit the ground.
And it really wasn't the referee that was actually monitoring play. It was the one across the field. So this is
now 2nd and 20. After a 15-yard penalty, back to the 15. Quick throw complete to Page at the 20. He's tackled immediately. Good job in the open field by Spratlin to bring Page down. They get 6 yards and set up 3rd and long. 14 to go for the first down.
One of the things I have noticed that the Jackson Academy has done an excellent job is they've isolated Caden Stovall. Last week he caught a lot of passes. He was open, very instrumental. I haven't heard his number hardly called at all since the beginning of the first quarter.
3rd and long. Got to get to the 33 for the first down. JA looking like they want to bring pressure on the edges. Now they bring everybody back. Play clock is down at 1. They get the playoff in time. Throw deep right side. Open, but ball through the hands of Warren, incomplete. It would have been a first down and more in front of the Rebel sideline.
Number 22, he found the crease. He found the area he wanted to go. It just Wilcox just basically just overthrew it a little bit. They're going to get that down because they're continuing to go to those corners on both sides, and it's there. It's there. Just got to get the ball down to them.
Line of scrimmage, the 21, as Caden Stovall comes out to punt for the second time with 1:49 to play in the first quarter. Leake really in a hole, down 20-0. Stovall punts it away. Nice kick. Taken fair catch about the 45-yard line in JA territory by Jaden Hollins. 4th possession of the evening for JA, and they've scored on 3 possessions to lead it 20-0 with 1:40 to play in the Carthage Collision Center first quarter. Glad you're with us tonight and enjoying, we hope, the Triple M Motors video stream. Tonight's broadcast powered by Central Electric Power Association.
I do have one score real quickly. At the end of the first quarter, West Point is beating Starkville 7-3.
That's a big game to watch, too, in the Golden Triangle. Joseph Walker back at quarterback in the shotgun for the Raiders. 4 wide receiver set. He's going to drop back to throw. Chase from the pocket. Will go to his little outlet, Kingston MAIS. Johnston hits him and won't let him break loose. Tore part of his jersey off at midfield, and they pick up 7 on the short pass.
I thought it was an excellent play. The young man, he was basically, he was out there by himself on an island, and he made a great play. Had he not made the tackle, the young man for Jay could have been running. Yes. Yep.
Good open field tackle there by the junior, Jack Johnston. 2nd down and 3. Pistol set for J.A. Hand off to MAIS, left side. Braden Welch grabs hold of him, gets him going sideways, and they'll stop him for a gain of just 1. Good defense by the Rebels. He held him up, got a little bit of help there from Johnston and from Keith Saki as well. Joey Saki.
Yep. That was an excellent play. Leake basically flooded the box. You basically had 7, 8. I couldn't exactly count them all, but great penetration to basically neutralize the play, blow it up at the line of scrimmage.
No gain, 3rd and 3. They line up in an I formation with receivers on each side. Flag out as they hand it off to Beasley, and Leake came offside, so that will result in a first down for the Raiders. 10 seconds to play. This probably will bring first quarter to an end. They'll start the clock as soon as they reset the ball, and I think we'll be at the end, so we're about to take the break. Yeah, J.A.'s coming to the sideline. So we'll go ahead and take the break. Final 10 seconds will tick off of the first quarter, and it's been a good one for J.A., rough one for the Rebels. J.A. leads Leake after 12 minutes, 20-0. We'll be back as Leake Academy football continues.
Dr. Brooke Bobo and his staff at Carthage Veterinary Clinic wish you and your animals the very best. They treat all animals, large or small, with the care you would want for a member of your family. Carthage Veterinary Clinic provide for your sick or injured animals and also offer grooming and boarding as well. Located on Highway 16, Carthage Veterinary Clinic is open Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 7:30 until 5:30, and Wednesday and Saturday from 7:30 till noon.
For 87 years, we've been your biggest fans. Rest assured, while you are cheering on your favorite team this season, Central Electric's team is working around the clock to provide reliable service year-round. Whether building power lines in extreme weather conditions or restoring power on a stormy night, Central Electric employees take your electric service seriously. We will be there to keep the game on. So enjoy this football season and take comfort in our team's reliable service all year long. It's our commitment to you, serving you since 1937. This institution is an equal opportunity provider and employer.
Boswell Media Sports.
Well, we got one more play in this third quarter, and Coach Brian Pickens really giving the referee an earful. They brought the teams back out. There 10 seconds still on the clock, and J.A. will run it 1st and 10 from the Rebel 43. Snap back to Walker, throws a little quick out pattern complete to his tight end, Fletcher Cox. The MRA transfer gets the first down after turning it upfield on the sideline, pushed out at the 31-yard lines, and the clock stops with 4 seconds to play in the quarter.
Not exactly what happened there, but I don't remember a timeout being called. It just everybody just seemed to make the assumption that the quarter was over with, but who knows?
Now we'll get an extra play in the Carthage Collision Center first quarter. Walker goes under center with a tight end and an H-back. They'll run Beasley. He'll lean and lunge forward to the 25 and pick up a healthy 6-yard gain on first down. And that, at last, the end of the first quarter. We'll take another 60-second break as Leake Academy football continues from Boswell Media Sports.
Dr. Ryan Anderson and his crew at Central Mississippi Animal Clinic love getting to know you and your pet. In addition to your pet's health care, they offer boarding that will be your fur baby's home away from home. Become a member of the Central Mississippi Animal Clinic family today. Download the Central Mississippi Animal Clinic app or go to centralmississippianimalclinic.com. Central Mississippi Animal Clinic, Highway 35, Carthage.
Ready for your next ride? Triple M Motors has been serving you for 54 years, offering unbeatable prices and an impressive selection to match every lifestyle. With easy financing options and top-notch service long after you drive away, your car buying experience is hassle-free from start to finish. Trust the name that's been in your corner for over 5 decades. Stop by Triple M Motors today and see why our customers keep coming back, generation after generation. Triple M Motors, Highway 35, Carthage.
Boswell Media Sports.
Philip Palmertree and Hal Haden start the second quarter, presented by Welch Forest Products. Hal, you got some scores.
Yes, I do. At the end of the first quarter, Ocean Springs 13, Petals 7. I have Charleston 16, North Panola 0. And never mind. We'll come back later on.
2nd and 4 for the Raiders from the Rebel 25. From the shotgun, Walker, well protected. Extend the play, going out to his right. Now going to tuck it, run. Between the hash marks, goes inside the 20, tripped up. Credit 9 with the tackle. That's Riker Wells playing defensively the last couple of possessions. Say his knee went down at the 19-yard line. That's going to get him enough for the first down, a 6-yard gain. So move the sticks and put the Raiders back into the performance therapy red zone. 3 wide out, split to the right. That's the wide side of the field. Tight end set on the left. They'll keep it on the ground, give it to Kingston MAIS. Zigging, zagging, 10-5. Dodges a Rebel defender and goes in, standing in the end zone for the 4th touchdown of the night.
You know, it was interesting. It just one of those power formations. You know, they're set. They spread them out, and basically you're in right up the middle. Number 22, Kingston MAIS, which basically just zigzag. Had a lot of power in that.
Rebels blocked the last extra point attempt from Rhett Robinson. He'll line up to try to get things a little more to J.A.'s liking. Snap, hold, kick is through the uprights and good with 11:25 to go in the second quarter. J.A. extends the lead. It's now Raiders 27, Rebels nothing.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Your good health is our priority.
The new clinic is open. Premier Medical Group in Carthage has opened their new clinic at 300 South Pearl Street. And they welcome nurse practitioners Reagan Smith and Julie Harrington to their team. Schedule your appointment with any of their providers today at 601-298-0333.
Walk into the shimmering world of Cross Gates Jewelers in Pearl, where every piece of fine jewelry will tell a story and represent the memories of your life. Their GIA graduate gemologist will show you their exquisite collection of engagement rings and bridal sets, answering any questions you may have when choosing the perfect diamond and setting. Their expert in-house repairs ensures your cherished items are in the best hands. Crossgate Jewelers, located at the corner of Cross Park and Highway 80 in Pearl. You are unique, and your jewelry should be too.
Boswell Media Sports.
Here's J.A. with the Moore's Pharmacy kickoff after they have scored their 4th touchdown on as many possessions. This time going 7 plays, 55 yards, according to my partner who's keeping up with it here.
I'm trying.
Drive summary, stats, all that presented by Wilcox Funeral Home. Rebels have Garrett Adcock and Gage Warren standing at the 10, waiting on the kick from Gabe Barnett. It's a line drive kick. It'll hit at the 15, scooped up by Warren. He heads outside the numbers left side, gets hit at the 25, spun around and tackled by Carter Matheson. The Rebels will start at the 26. That's actually Leake's best starting field position of the night.
Yes, it is. It's the start of something good. They've got great field position, better than what they've had. It's just time to do some positive things, and I think they've got it in because as good as J.A.'s defensive line is, they really haven't gotten to George Wilcox. He's had time to throw for the most part.
In fact, they'll say the 28-yard line. Spot the ball in the left hash. Rebels moving left to right in a world of trouble, down 27-0. 11:15 to go in the Welch Forest Products second quarter. 3 wide out set. That's been the primary set tonight. They'll go on the ground. Kind of picking his way forward. I think that's John David Gill. Will confirm. So it's his first carry of the night. That is the senior Gill going up the middle and getting, nothing.
Yep.
No gain on the play.
It's just nothing there. They basically, they're just flooding it with those 4. Their linebackers are playing tight.
Move Gill to the left hip of Wilcox. Put it in the air. Deep pass right side. Easton Page trying to get it. Catches it to the 45. Breaks loose. 30, 20, 10. He's going the distance. That's 6 for the Rebels.
Yes.
And boy, they needed that play. Going 72 yards to get on the scoreboard with 10.5 minutes to play before halftime.
Excellent. They've been playing that similar play on both sides of the line of scrimmage the whole night, and it was basically what you would call a perfect pitch and catch. He got behind the defender, the ball was there, and it was an excellent catch.
Easton Page will hold for the extra point. Rebel touchdowns presented by Weaver Tax and Accounting. Caden Stovall on to kick it through. Kick is up, it's away, and it's good. 10:34 to go. Raiders 27, Rebels 7. We'll be back with the Moore's Pharmacy kickoff as Leake Academy football continues.
Attention poultry farmers. South Group is proud to offer an exclusive insurance market tailored just for you. Whether you run a brand new operation or manage older breeder, broiler, or pullet houses, we've got you covered with some of the best rates in the industry. Protect your investment the smart way. Call Will Lawson Harkins or Jared Estes at South Group today for your custom quote. Call 601-267-0065. South Group Insurance. Local, experienced, and here for your farm.
If you love sports, get in the game by getting In Sports. In Sports, just off the square in Philadelphia, puts you in the game with personalized jerseys and fan wear to support your favorite team. In Sports has the cheer uniforms you're looking for, as well as plaques and trophies. Looking for sports equipment? In Sports has that too. In Sports also believes in giving the best possible customer service with in-town deliveries. Be the fan you've always wanted to be with In Sports, just off the square in Philadelphia.
Boswell Media Sports.
Caden Stovall boots it away. Taken in at the 20-yard line by Jaden Hollins. He's up the right hash 40, 45 before Braden Welch grabbed him around the ankles, tripped him up. Good return for the Raiders. Sets them up at their own 45, but Leake got on the scoreboard, Hal.
Excellent. Like I said, it was a start of something good. We got great field position on the kickoff. Basically, first play was it wasn't a negative play, it was just a no play, but the second play was a great pitch and catch.
QB1 to Easton Page. Gavin Camillion in the game at linebacker for the Rebels. 10-19. Clock running. 1st and 10. 3 wide out set for the Raiders. Joseph Walker brings a receiver in motion. Left, tosses it. Amari Johnson gets a block into Rebel territory. 45, moves outside the numbers. 40, 30. One Rebel to beat, and that's Joshua Gray, who squares him up and pops him out of bounds. But huge run, or huge pass. Technically, that's a pass because it goes forward.
Yes.
Goes about trying to count it up here. Let's see, they marked him out at the 23. So that's 27 plus 32 yards.
Yes. It is basically, you would call that a pass. Some people call it a shuttle pass, but it is technically, like I said, a pass, and it's a misdirection.
One receiver left, 2 to the right. Fake it to Beasley. Walker back to throw. Lots of time. Going to throw it toward the end zone, but over the head of the receiver. Incomplete.
Yes.
Looks like Hollins out there, who has a touchdown catch tonight.
Yep.
Rebels had Brennan Evans in coverage.
Yep. Their line basically held us and gave him enough time to basically look at his options, and Hollis basically got behind our DB and it was able to basically route it out, but it was an overthrown ball.
Hollins comes out. Braylon Morgan into the slot right side for JA. 2nd and 10. The League 24. Handoff Beasley, and he is stopped at the line of scrimmage. Rebels swarm him. Good job, Johnston getting there, along with Kobe Kemp and Braylon Welch, and also Riker Wells.
That was an excellent play. The front 5 surged ahead and basically plugged up all the holes, and it just made it real difficult. It was an excellent effort, and that's what you're going to have going forward. It's just going to be endless.
-1 on the play. 3rd and 11 for JA. 8:45 ticking second quarter clock. Shotgun, chest high snap. Walker looking right. Now he sees Green in front of him. He's off to the races. 20, 15, 10, 5. Rebels hit him. He lunges for the end zone, and he is down at the 1.
Yeah.
Down at the 1 yard line. Well, they got
everything but 3 feet off the legs of their quarterback. First and goal as they move into the performance therapy red zone.
It was excellent coverage by Leake's defensive coverage, the backfield.
Will Garner got him down, saves the touchdown. I formation, power set for J.A. They'll give it to Beasley. He'll bang ahead, run over a Rebel, and go into the end zone for another J.A. touchdown. So now they are 5 for 5 possessions and touchdowns.
Right. The extra point is good.
And the extra point good. 34-7 the score. We'll be back with more Leake Academy football.
Navigate your way to Carthage Collision Center. Easy to find, right on Highway 16 in Carthage. Our professionals offer exceptional repair services, getting you back on the road in no time. Experience unparalleled customer service coupled with cutting-edge technology. Call us 601-267-4727.
Make a turn towards peace of mind with Carthage Collision Center, where quality meets reliability.
Hunting season is here, and Leake County Co-op has everything you need to get ready. From ammunition to deer attractants, premium deer feed, and the seed to plant your perfect food plot, they've got you covered. And cattlemen, don't forget, it's almost time to plant ryegrass and winter wheat for winter grazing. Lock in the best pricing by prepaying for your ryegrass seed before October 15th. So whether you're headed to the woods or the pasture, come see us at Leake County Co-op, where neighbors help neighbors since 1936.
Boswell Media Sports.
Inside the 5, kickoff from Gabe Barnett, taken by 22, Gage Warren. He brings it up close to the 20-yard line. In fact, right to the 20. They'll put it down on the stripe there. 5-play, 55 yards for J.A. on the scoring drive. 2.5 minutes. Eric Beasley crashed in from the 1. 34-7 J.A. and those score updates presented by Wilcox Funeral Home.
I would tell you, it was just simply just power football 1-on-1 is what they were.
First and 10 for L.A. from the 20. That 3 wide out set. Senior quarterback George Wilcox looks at the 4-man front. Hands it off. Short gain straight up the gut for John David Gill. He'll get 2 to the 22 and 7.5 minutes ticking clock in the quarter.
Just a little simple dive to set up. It was a crease there for a moment.
In fact, they give him 3 technically to the 23, so that's a good spot for the Rebels. Gill at the right hip of Wilcox on second down. Hard count. Nobody comes across. Handed again to Gill. He'll fight his way to the 25, maybe the 26. He'll put the foot down just past, we'll call it the 26. Gain of 3 and 3rd and 4.
Just keeping it simple. Trying to basically keep everything in front of you. Push them back.
Make them respect what you can do on those when you run that play action.
Yes.
Second quarter presented by Welch Forest Products. Jackson Academy 34, Leake 7. It's been a rough night for the Rebel defense.
At a timeout.
We have a Lee Realty timeout called by Leake. And we'll keep it here. We're kind of ahead on break. 6:23 to go in the quarter. As we said, J.A. has scored on every possession. 5 possessions, 5 touchdowns. They have started all of them in their own territory. And they have been nothing short of dominant. When they have the football, they lead at 34-7. Got some scores?
It's just a few scores. There's not a lot coming in right now, but down in Ocean Springs, they're playing Petal tonight, and it's 27-7 with midway of the second quarter. I saw midway of the second quarter, Grenada is beating Winona 14-7. Saw another score a few minutes ago where in midway of the second quarter, West Point is beating Starkville 21-10. That was an interesting score.
Starkville had that dramatic win last Friday night. Was it 57-54 or something like that?
Something
it was
like that.
Basketball game. I thought they were going to have to make some free throws to win it. Clock winds again. Third down and 4 for the Rebels. Throw from Wilcox up the right side. Page has it to the 45. Cuts to the inside, away from a defender, 40, and gets tackled from behind at the JA 35.
Excellent pitch and catch. Same play they scored on a few moments ago. They basically got, it was right at about a 40-yard.
Yeah, 38 to be exact on the play. And now there's another Lee Realty timeout called, I guess. The scoreboard's not keeping up with them, but again, we'll keep it right here because I'm not sure. I don't want to go to a break and then have to break out early, but that was a great job reaching up above his head there by Easton Page.
Yep.
Coming, get him from behind was Connor Hillman, cornerback. And I think that's what Coach Pickens talks about there, about what he likes about the size of his receivers and that reach they have, and great hands tonight from Page. He has a 72-yard touchdown catch and nearly took one about that same distance right there.
That's exactly right. One of the things, and I saw it in the last drive and this drive as well, still keeping the basics fundamental. You're trying to establish your run game, and it keeps the defense close to the line of scrimmage. If JA still wants to basically put 7 and 8 in the box, that creates opportunities for Leake Academy on the pass, because Wilcox does have an arm.
And in a sense, you're simply taking what they give you, because they can't take everything away on every play. The Rebels in Raider territory at the 35. 3 wide out set, 2 claps from Wilcox. Looks over the defense, 4-man front. Hand off Gill, trying to off left tackle, but then Reed Miller gets on his back and brings him down at the 34, and that's a pickup of just a yard. And they'll bring Garrett Adcock back into the game and replace John David Gill. Clock ticking under 5:41 to play in the second.
From looking at what we would call the replays, is that it was basically lined to the left, and he get outside of his line, his blockers.
2nd and 9. Wilcox to throw. They bring pressure up the middle. Throw it complete to Gage Warren. He takes a shot at the 17-yard line. They'll put him down at the 18, but going up high to get it and hanging on is Gage Warren. The Rebels are in the performance therapy red zone, getting the first down.
Yeah, they have found what I call hitting the zones on both the left and right, and they are catching the gap, so to speak, the creases in their zone.
Gage Warren climbing the ladder, 1st and 10 from the 18 on the left hash. Clock ticking down toward 5 minutes to play before halftime. Here's Wilcox putting it up toward the right corner of the end zone, and Page was tied up back there with Maury Jackson, but no flag called, or no flag thrown, I should say.
Well, it was one of them things that, it was a up for grabs ball. I do think that the defensive back, he basically had his arms a little bit too much, but, it's a good call of no call.
2nd and 10 for L.A. Rebels trying to dig out from a 27-point deficit. So they'll bring it to the line of scrimmage. Play clock is working again. It goes under 10 as the Rebels come to the line. Chest high snap back to Wilcox, throws back to the same spot. Wide open, Page has got it, steps inside the pylon, and that's 6 for the Rebels.
Yep.
18 yards on the connection from Wilcox for the second time tonight to Easton Page. Rebel touchdowns presented by Weaver Tax and Accounting. Extra point coming up.
That was, once again, I'm going to say it over and over again so far in this game, they have found those creases in their zone, and it's just, they're wide open.
Caden Stovall ready to kick the extra point. Snap, hold, kick, up, away, and good. 4:38 to go before halftime. Raiders 34, Rebels 14. We'll be back with the Morris Pharmacy kickoff on Boswell Media Sports.
If spending days looking for top dollar for your timber has left you feeling like you're barking up the wrong tree, then I would listen closely. Welch Forest Products in Union does it better than anyone and with the least possible damage to your property. Whether it's management, forestry care, pine plantation, thinning, or site prep, the last number you'll dial is 601-774-8200. They buy land with or without timber too. Call Bo Welch now at Welch Forest Products today. 601-774-8200.
Roll into Junction Deli, where nourishment meets journey. On the menu, delectable breakfast, lunch, and supper. Whether you're in Philadelphia, Newton, Union, Carthage, Louisville, Oxford, or Scuba, we're the local pit stop that blends the allure of delicious food with the convenience of a fuel station. Remember, when your stomach grumbles or your tank covers on empty, we're just around the corner. Download the Junction app for ordering convenience and look for the new car wash in Louisville next to Walmart.
Boswell Media Sports.
Horse Pharmacy kickoff taken by Hollins at the 15. Left hash moves out toward the numbers, breaks a tackle. Flag comes out as he's ridden down at the 40-yard line by Caden Monk and Joey Saki. Flag was back inside the 30, so starting field position may not be as good.
You know, there was a couple of plays you could sit here on the replay monitor that we can see that there was holding by at least a couple of young men on Leake Academy, which that was a good call.
Coach David Dugan doesn't like it. He's letting the official know his opinion about it, but they'll walk it back to the 17-yard line. That'll be the starting point for JA. 4:28 to go. Rebels trail 34-14, but have scored their last two possessions. The pass plays from Wilcox to Easton Page.
An interesting stat at the 11:25 mark here in the second quarter, JA was leading 27-0. Leake has made a game of it in this quarter.
Pruitt James back in at quarterback in a shotgun set, three wide receivers. Rebels come offside on a hard count.
Yep, that's about the fourth 1-2 for each side tonight.
There's been a lot of that tonight.
Yep.
1st and 5 for the home team. JA travel to the Delta next week and play St. Joseph of Greenville. Play the Fighting Irish next week. Handoff goes to Kingston MAIS. He pushes one defender away and takes about 2-3 Rebels to bring him down. Gavin Gamillion and Alan Olivo, along with Braden Welch, get him down, but he fought his way across the 30 for a first down to the 31.
Just simply, you line it up, what I call your set formation. They're not doing anything fancy. They are lined up at what I call a halfback and just run between the tackles.
Clock winding under 4 minutes in the Welch Forest Products second quarter. Four-man front for LA. Receiver in motion. Bringing back behind the formation. Now handed off to MAIS. Straight up the gut. Bangs ahead to the 35. And Gavin Gamillion brings him down at the 36. Maybe the 37. We'll see where they set it down. They set it down at the 36 to pick up a 5.
Yep. Once again, basic formation. You have a halfback to your right side. And they're just basically lining it up and running it between the tackles, allowing the running back basically to pick his hole.
Kingston MAIS, the last couple of years, has been that back that makes his big runs in the second half. Defense gets kind of worn down. Flag comes out as the ball is snapped. And it looks like offside against Leake is going to be the call.
That's correct.
That's not going to make defensive coordinator Josh Ray happy at all as he adjusts his hat on the far sideline.
You would say in some terms they're anticipating the snap count, trying to time it just too perfect.
And it does not yield a first down. It looks like, now they'll say first down. It looked like it was just a few inches away, so they'll call it 1st and 10. Taking down toward 3 minutes before halftime. Pruitt James on play action, going to throw it deep, looking for the big play. Looking for Hollins, turns around, gets it at the 15, falls down close to the 10, and there's the big strike. Great ball there from Pruitt James.
It's about 50 yards. Yes.
Yep, about The 35 down to the 10, exactly the 10. They'll call it 1st and goal. JA back in the performance therapy red zone, trying to score on every drive in the half. Clock stopped with 2:45 to play before halftime. James with MAIS at his left hip. Play fake. Quick throw to the end zone, but too tall, too hot for Braylon Short.
One of the things I wanted to talk about that previous play is that when we got to see the replay on it, you could tell it was an excellent coverage by Leake's DB. He was in the right position. It was just it got through his hands, and the receiver had excellent focus, attention to catch it.
2nd down and goal from just inside the 10. Pistol set. Looks like they're going to hand it off. High snap. They do get it to MAIS. He's got room right side inside the 5, and he barrels into the end zone. 10-yard touchdown run from MAIS, and the Raiders answer again. The Rebels have just been unable to stop JA at all in this first half. 83 yards on that drive.
Yep. Roughly 5 plays.
Just about everything JA has done to the Rebel defense tonight has been rough.
Right.
Robinson on to kick the extra point. And he puts it between the goalpost. 41-14, JA in front with 2:21 to play before halftime. We'll return with the Morris Pharmacy kickoff as Leake Academy football continues.
Woodstock Furniture in Philadelphia says, let's go Rebels. Woodstock Furniture has a game plan to score big-time savings for our Rebel faithful all season long. Family-owned and operated, Woodstock Furniture at 70 Canal Place in Philadelphia behind McAllister's has a winning tradition with their low price guarantee on furniture for every room in the house. Plus, if you buy it today, you get it today. Woodstock Furniture at 70 Canal Place in Philadelphia loves the Rebels like the Rebels love to win.
Sunrise over Neshoba County signals another hard-working day, and locals know just where to get the job done right. Neshoba County Co-op serves our community, supporting farmers, gardeners, and home growers with trusted supplies and friendly advice. From feed and seed to hardware and clothing, every aisle is filled with the essentials you use to make your living. Rooted in Mississippi traditions, the Neshoba County Co-op is proud to help your work flourish. Every season, every reason. Neshoba County Co-op.
Morris Pharmacy kickoff taken by Gage Warren. He's able to fight off 2-3 defenders, get across the 20, close to the 25 before goes into the painted sideline near side. The clock rolling with the Rebels trailing 41-14 after the longest touchdown drive of the night from the Raiders.
Yes, roughly 83 yards.
Warren stepped out, field of play at the 26. Leake starts there.
I don't think the clock
should not be moving, but boy, it has been, and that's not the first time it's been moving like this after a kickoff return.
I think I don't know if they're actually keeping the the time on the scoreboard, because this, like I said, this is at least the second or third time they've had what I call a rolling clock.
Yeah, and you don't have that in MAIS ball until the second half, and you have to have a 35-point lead to start that process. Leake at the 26. It's now stopped with 1:37 to go. Now it starts rolling again. So go figure. Somebody's in a hurry to get home on Sheffield Drive. Quick throw from Wilcox. Picked off at the 35. Gus Summers coming inside the 15. Gets walloped at the 12. The Rebels commit their second turnover of the first half, and that one leads to a very short field as, well, Gus Summers was just dropped back in zone coverage, and I don't think Wilcox saw him.
He didn't. And that's what they've been doing most of the game. They're playing zone. And George has had an excellent opportunity of basically picking the zone apart, but that one time he got it just a little low.
Ball marked at the 13-yard line after the INT. So very short field. Minute 17 left, and they don't run the clock now.
I would be willing to bet you that 117 is not correct.
We'll find out shortly, and then we'll have the Carthage Veterinary Clinic halftime. High formation. Joseph Walker back at quarterback under center. Takes a snap, fakes the handoff, rolls out left, looking, got a couple of receivers open. In fact, his tight end wide open in the end zone. Fletcher Cox, one play, 13 yards. And J.A. is back in the end zone where they have made themselves at home tonight.
Yes.
47-14 with the extra point pending.
It's just one of those plays where they just lined up strong and just faked it off to the right, and he rolled out, and he found his receiver cutting across the backfield.
Robinson's extra point on the way, and it's good. 1 minute to play. Raiders 48, Rebels 14. We'll keep it here. We've been taking plenty of commercial breaks, and actually we're at a 34-point ball game right now. So technically right now we would not be having a rolling clock in the second half, thanks to that block extra point the Rebels had back in the first quarter. But it has been all JA, to say the least.
Yeah, that once again, formations seem to be the same. They've got multiple sets. Plays out of that one formation. It was a fake. He rolled out to his left, and he had a H-back. Basically, he just cut across from right to left, and it was wide open.
That's Walker's second touchdown throw of the night. Cox's second catch, first for a score. One play, 13 yards. Here's the Moore's Pharmacy kickoff. Kickoff team for JA has gotten a lot of reps in tonight. 48-14 the score. Kicking off short, Rebels will take it on a fair catch at the Easton Page taking it at the 32. So again, the clock running, which is a mystery to us. Rebels take the field. We'll see if they'll try to take a deep shot or just take it to the locker room. We'll see. Under 30 seconds now in the Welch Forest Products second quarter. Wilcox moves Adcock from right to left. Throw it up deep right side for Easton Page, who stumbles. I'm not sure he could have gotten to it anyway, but incomplete.
No, I don't believe he could either.
The clock stops with 5 seconds to go before half.
I'm not real certain about that time. I'll be willing to bet you it's closer to maybe a minute.
Well, we're just on the other side. There's an official running the clock. It's not home cooking in terms of who runs the clock here. Is a guy in a striped shirt. We see him through the window. But it's 2nd and 10 from the 31-yard line. And Wilcox takes a knee to end the half.
Maybe it was closer to 5 seconds.
What a half it's been for JA. 48 points in the first half. They lead the Rebels by 34, 48-14. We'll take a halftime break, come back and talk about a very busy first half. And in the Carthage Veterinary Clinic halftime, we'll also be talking to our cheerleader captains, planning on that when they are done with their routine, and we'll plan to bring you that and more as Leake Academy football continues from Boswell Media Sports.
Westside Body Shop says, let's face it, stuff happens. And when it does, they can take care of damage as small as a chip in your windshield all the way up to full collision services. Insurance claims are always welcome too. Just be sure your first stop is Westside Body Shop in Philadelphia. They also specialize in truck accessories, including toolboxes, visors, Nerf bars, and wenches. They make your ride look cool. Westside Body Shop, just off Beacon Street on Waterview Lane, right behind the Huddle House in Philadelphia.
Moore's Pharmacy in Carthage, Sebastopol, and Walnut Grove appreciate you, their customers. We have a beautiful selection of gifts with free gift wrapping. We are one of the only pharmacies around to offer compounding and women's hormone replacement therapy. Moore's Pharmacy accepts all insurance, including Medicaid. Our 2-lane drive-through and prescription synchronization will make your visit very convenient. Come see us. We have the shortest wait time in town and a professional staff to assist you. Moore's Pharmacy, Highway 16, Carthage.
Boswell Media Sports.
Build your barn with Ozark Ag from the ground up. Expanding your poultry operation is simple and fast when you turn to the poultry pros that you'll find at Ozark Ag. They're your go-to partner for poultry barn construction. So let's check that checklist, shall we? Full service design and build? Check. Equipment installation? Check. And service that lasts long after the barn is finished? Check. And by the way, this just in? Check. Build strong together. Call or go by to get started. Ozark Ag, Highway 16, Carthage.
My knee rehab was 100% successful thanks to Performance Therapy. They sat down with me and created a plan to ensure I would achieve my personal rehabilitation goals, and they encouraged me to get the most out of every session. Performance Therapy provided plenty of material for me to continue my rehab in between sessions too. Hopefully I don't have to see them in the future, but if I did, I would definitely choose Performance Therapy again.
For more information, go to performancetherapyms.com. Performance Therapy, Carthage, Philadelphia, and Forest.
Did you know most people overpay by up to 50% for individual health insurance? David Barham Insurance will save you that. Plus, David has the best rates on the market for Medicare supplement. The solution is not on the internet or far away. It's right here in Carthage. David Barham, a local insurance agent you can trust. Make sure you have the best coverage and price. Call David Barham, 601-941-1280 on the north side of the square in Carthage.
Walk into the shimmering world of Crossgates Jewelers and Pearl, where every piece of fine jewelry will tell a story and represent the memories of your life. Their GIA graduate gemologist will show you their exquisite collection of engagement rings and bridal sets, answering any questions you may have when choosing the perfect diamond and setting. Their expert in-house repairs ensures your cherished items are in the best hands. Crossgate Jewelers, located at the corner of Cross Park and Highway 80 in Pearl. You are unique, and your jewelry should be too.
Guess what, people?
When memories matter most, trust Wilcox Funeral Home to honor your loved one's legacy with compassion and dignity. Our caring team walks with you every step of the way, providing comfort and support during life's most difficult moments. From personalized services to attentive planning, Wilcox Funeral Home is your partner in remembrance and healing. Celebrate a life well lived, because every story deserves to be told, cherished, and never forgotten. Wilcox Funeral Home. Our family, serving your family for 90 years now. Jordan Street, Carthage.
Baptist League Rural Health Clinics have a variety of healthcare options with primary care, pediatrics, and women's health, providing care at 3 locations in Carthage, Walnut Grove, and Madden. Call 601-267-1470 today to schedule your appointment. Extended hours and Saturdays are available at our primary care clinic located in Carthage. Baptist League, making your health care our #1 priority.
Philadelphia Gun and Pine, the original since 1974.
Philadelphia Gun and Pawn reminds you, size matters.
Which is why they have the largest collection of firearms your eyes have ever seen.
They carry a huge selection of Liberty and Browning safes in stock, and delivery is available.
Save 25% off select used firearms while you can.
Always giving you more bang for your buck.
Visit Philadelphia Gun and Pawn, 910 Posey Avenue in Philadelphia.
The original Philadelphia Gun and Pine.
Dr. Brooke Bobo and his staff at Carthage Veterinary Clinic wish you and your animals the very best. They treat all animals, large or small, with the care you would want for a member of your family. Carthage Veterinary Clinic provide for your sick or injured animals and also offer grooming and boarding as well. Located on Highway 16, Carthage Veterinary Clinic is open Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 7:30 until 5:30, and Wednesday and Saturday from 7:30 till noon.
Boswell Media Sports.
It's the Carthage Veterinary Clinic halftime from the campus of Jackson Academy. The Brickyard, they call this stadium, lined with a handsome brick wall on each side. Been a rough night for the Rebels. They trail 48-14 to 4A favorite JA, and the Rebels have looked every bit a part of the favorite. And we're going to take one more quick break, come back. Cheerleaders are here. We're going to get them set up, and we've got a great interview with them coming up. So we're going to take one more short break and be back with the Carthage Veterinary Clinic halftime report as Leake Academy football continues.
Dr. Ryan Anderson and his crew at Central Mississippi Animal Clinic love getting to know you and your pets. In addition to your pet's health care, they offer boarding that will be your fur baby's home away from home. Become a member of the Central Mississippi Animal Clinic family today. Download the Central Mississippi Animal Clinic app or go to centralmississippianimalclinic.com. Central Mississippi Animal Clinic, Highway 35, Carthage.
Baptist League Rural Health Clinics have a variety of healthcare options with primary care, pediatrics, and women's health, providing care at 3 locations in Carthage, Walnut Grove, and Madden. Call 601-267-1470 today to schedule your appointment. Extended hours and Saturdays are available at our primary care clinic located in Carthage. Baptist League, making your health care our #1 priority.
Boswell Media Sports.
Philip Palmertree, Hal Haden, our broadcast producer Billy Steen, and Brooklyn Wade, our camera operator. We're the team down in Jackson watching the Rebels in what's been a rough first half. They trail 48-14, as we said, against team most people figure is the favorite of 4A, and they've looked every bit the part of a championship team here in week 2. The Rebels have had their hands full, trail 48-14. We'll bring Hal Haden back in just a minute and talk about the first half, and he'll also bring us some scores from high school games all around the state of Mississippi. We'll remind you, Rebel fans, that we'll be back at home at Thagard Field next Friday evening for a 7 o'clock kickoff against the Stars from Winona Christian School. First time the Rebels have played the Stars in a long, long time, and we'll bring it to you. We'll have the Crossgates Jewelers pregame coming on about 6:10. Depends on how long Coach Pickens wants to talk, but we'll have a 7 o'clock kickoff. Well, here's the segment that we've been looking for, and looking forward to. We've got our cheerleader captains up here. They are out of breath. They not only had to climb the weird spiral staircase at the back of the press box here at JA, but they just put on a dynamite routine. The home crowd really appreciated their effort and their athleticism and coordination in doing it. And so we've got Jesse Breedlove and Hadley Barnes with us, and Jesse's going to talk to us first. Jesse, you enjoying being a cheerleader captain? I got to turn your mic on now and say it.
I love it. I love every second of it.
Okay, good. When did you get into cheering? When did you start?
Well, I've always cheered the junior high team at Leake Academy, so I've just always kind of been into it, and we have a Pee Wee program at our school, too, that I got into around, 5th grade, so it's always been a passion of mine.
All right, this routine that we saw tonight, and y'all, boy, when I said athletic, y'all were watching on the Triple M Motors video stream. There's some athletic moves, some challenging moves in it, and like I said, the home crowd really appreciated what y'all did. It was great. When did that routine first sort of come into being, and you start working on that?
Well, we don't really have too much time to go over each routine because we have a pep rally every single Friday, so we have to have a new routine every single week. So we just came up with this routine sometime last week. So it takes a lot of effort and dedication to get these routines perfect for the crowd and the opposite teams. So it really we have really strenuous long practices to get them perfect. So it just takes us a few days to get it right.
What's the most fun part of being a Leake Academy cheerleader?
Oh, it's definitely the crowd engagement. We love to get the crowd riled up for the Rebel football players, and that is personally my favorite part, especially when we get a Rebel win.
Okay, I'm going to ask you one more question, and then we're going to hand it to Hadley, and I'm going to give Hadley a tip here. I'm going to ask you, when it comes to you, I'm going to ask you about pep rallies. We're going to talk about the pep rallies when we come. She smiles real big when I said pep rally. Okay, Jesse, what are your plans, if you know what those plans are, after you graduate from Leake Academy?
Well, after I graduate from the academy, I have a few options I'm kind of up in the air about. My first option is to go to East Mississippi and then transfer to Mississippi State and eventually try to get into their physician assistant program to become a PA and hopefully get to work in a clinic in Jackson somewhere. But also my mind's a little bit on East Central, maybe trying out for the cheer dance team. So and just see where this year leads me.
Yeah, well, great. Well, I hope you have a great senior year.
Thank you.
You guys are off to a great start. Of course, as Leake Academy fans know, our cheer squad back-to-back small division game day champions in MAIS and going for the three-peat this year. So good luck. Y'all keep the work going.
Thank you.
All right, she's going to hand the headset off to Hadley. We'll give her a second to get it adjusted, and she probably hasn't had a headset on all day long. Here we go. We got Hadley on. Thanks for joining us, Hadley.
Thank you.
Let me ask you about these pep rallies. I'll have to admit, since I don't live close to Leake Academy, I live closer to JA than I live to Leake. But tell me about the environment of a Leake Academy pep rally.
Well, my favorite part is just seeing all the little kids, how excited they get, especially seeing the cheerleaders and how much of an influence we have on them. That really that makes my day just from the start, seeing how excited all the little girls get. And we actually have little cheer suits that match ours, and I guess seeing those little girls just trying to be just like us. And I know I was that little girl.
You were that girl one time,
I was that girl. So that really that warms my heart to know that there's little girls like that, just like I was whenever I was that young.
Okay, what role do y'all play in planning what goes on at a Friday pep rally or a Thursday? Well, Thursday's junior high, Friday pep rally.
Well, each practice we actually go through every step of the pep rally. We practice everything, then we review it just like we would a pep rally. We come up with the games. We have the Rebel Man. It's just we really just get everybody excited for Friday nights at the pep rallies.
Question, do you tell Coach Morgan what to do at the pep rally, or does he figure that out himself?
He figures that out himself. We usually have no idea what his plan is when it comes to the pep rallies.
You know, I interviewed him last year, and I hope he's listening to hear this. I asked him what's his inspiration for what he does at the pep rallies, and he says, I don't know what you're talking about. I sit in my room and grade papers during the pep rally. Can you believe that? So
it's kind of exciting for us, too, just seeing what he's going to do at the pep rallies. It's a surprise for us all.
So I just wanted Coach Morgan to know nobody believed you when you said that back during last season. But we still love Coach Morgan anyway. All right. Let me ask you, how did you get started in cheering?
I actually did not start until the 10th grade.
Wow, okay.
I did. I tried out my 7th and 8th grade year. I did not make it. I did not try out my 9th grade year, and I knew then that I wasn't done there. So I knew God was leading me to try out again, and I did, and that was my year. And I'm so glad I did because now I'm standing here as the Leake Academy cheer co-captain. So.
Okay, so you would tell those girls who were in 7th, 8th grade, and they didn't get named to the squad, not to give up, huh?
Yes, I would definitely say, especially the older ones that don't start until 9th grade, and they're like, well, maybe it's too late. It's never too late. It's never too late because I think I got pretty far, and I gave it my all, and this is how far you can get whenever you give it your all.
Thanks for sharing that story. All right, last question for you. What do you plan to do after your days at good old Leake Academy come to an end?
Actually, well, Jesse's my best friend, and we plan to do the exact same thing.
Okay, so just ditto what she said.
Literally exactly what she said.
Where she goes, you're going to go. Or
yes,
where
sir.
you go, she's going to go.
Yes, sir. We've been best friends ever since we were younger, and our plans just happen to be the same exact thing, even what we want to be. So we will be with each other forever, literally.
Hadley Barnes, Jesse Breedlove, thanks for coming up here and talking to our Leake Academy fans who are listening and watching. Everybody's 100% behind you, and we're real proud of you, and think you're off to a great start this year and look forward to these Friday nights we've got ahead all the way into November, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, good luck to y'all, and again, thanks for coming. God bless you. We appreciate you spending some time with us here at the Carthage Vet Clinic halftime. Thank you. All right. Let's wrap up our interview. And we'll bring Hal Haden here as the Carthage Vet Clinic halftime hastens on. I'll give you a little bit of a recap of the first half. Won't try to tell you every single score that happened because that'd take about 10 minutes. But J.A., as we said, scored on every possession that they had the ball, and all of them except for their last possession started in their own territory. He went 67 yards, 62 yards, 65 yards, 55 yards, and 55 yards again, 83 yards. Then they got a late interception, got a short field, one play, 13 yards. Rebels blocked one of the extra points, and the Rebels got into the scoring in the second quarter, got touchdowns on back-to-back possessions. Easton Page caught a 72-yard pass from QB1 George Wilcox, a two-play drive, 72 yards. Stovall's PA made it 27-7 at that point. Then when the Rebels got the ball back again, they drove down the field, got a 19-yard pass. Let's see, that drive started at their own 28-yard line, so they went 72 yards. Page again on the receiving end in the right corner of the end zone of a pass from Wilcox. And Stovall true on the extra point, 34-14. But J.A. got two more scores in the final a couple of minutes of the half to take this big 34-point lead into the locker room. Hal Haden's our guest in the Gilbert Barham color commentator's chair tonight, and that's presented by Rosebud General Store. Hal, we've certainly seen J.A. just flexing in this first half.
You're very correct. It all starts in every football game at the line of scrimmage, defense and offensive line. And Jackson Academy has an excellent offensive and defensive line. That's where it started. It started on the first series. They took the ball, went down and scored a touchdown, and it never have looked back. Really quickly, just go through some preliminary. These are stats. Basically, we got first downs for Leake Academy 7. Jackson Academy 19. Rushing attempts for Leake Academy 9 for 3 yards total. For Jackson Academy, they rushed the ball 19 times for 171. I kind of found that a little not as much as I thought it would. I thought it'd be more, to be quite honest with you. The passing stats, they didn't give me the breakdown. I couldn't see it. Well, here we go. 176 yards for Leake Academy and 224 yards for Jackson Academy. Basically, the total yardage for Leake Academy, 175 yards, and for Jackson Academy, 395. Penalty yards, Leake Academy basically 29 yards, and Jackson Academy 61. There have been 2 turnovers in this game, both by Leake Academy, 1 fumble and 1 interception. Red zone attempts and been successful attempts is basically 100% for both teams. Leake Academy is 1 for 1, and Jackson Academy is 6 for 6. And roughly time of possession, 11 minutes and 2 seconds for Leake Academy and 11 minutes and 58 seconds for Jackson Academy. I do not have any individual stats. What's interesting is that Jackson Academy has basically played a 2-quarterback system. I'm not sure if that was in their game plan or not. Stats didn't bear out from last week, but once again, they started out slowly in the first quarter, so that may have changed their game plan. I really don't know. But it's worked well for them tonight. So they've been successful in that. All I can say is that, their line is controlling the line of scrimmage, both sides, and it's really hard when they're running backs, and they have a two-headed monster on their running backs, both of them. When they get past the line of scrimmage into the defensive backfield, it's really hard to catch them. They're fast and they're strong, which makes them extremely dangerous, as we've seen by the score. They haven't punted. You know what was interesting, that I told you, for the game. They didn't punt last week, but they haven't punted so far in this game. And as far as I know, they haven't attempted a field goal either. So sooner or later, they're going to find somebody that can stay with them. Maybe not. They can't slow them down, but their weakness, what I have seen, is they're vulnerable to the pass. We've done it very well tonight. George has basically – he's had a sufficient amount of time to stand in there and throw good passes. So it's just the running game is not in existence for us tonight.
Yeah, we missed on quite a few opportunities in the first quarter when I think some big plays, potential big plays were were there for us, and it took to the second quarter for things to kind of settle down. And then we saw the George Wilcox and the receiving corps that we know and recognize from the Leake Academy passing game, and they were, as you said, I think we found some vulnerability in their secondary, particularly at cornerback.
Yeah.
And we'll certainly be trying to exploit that and try to come back from this big deficit in the third quarter, which will be starting shortly. We've got some more time added to the halftime clock, and we'll get you to get us some scores as well.
Okay, just a few scores that's local. These are all at the half, and they're probably old now, but at the half, West Point is beating basic Starkville 34-9, which is kind of interesting. Germantown at the half is beating Oak Grove 37-0. At the half, Madison Central is beating Brandon 7-0. At the half, Meridian is beating Neshoba Central 28-21. At the half, Clinton is beating Northwest Rankin 16-0. And at the half, Shannon is beating Louisville, which kind of surprised me. I'm not real familiar with Shannon, but I do know Louisville a little bit, 12-6. So, that's just some of the scores. There are a lot of other scores that this different parts of the state, but basically some of them were first quarter scores, so they're very old. But this game here, it's 48-14. I think it's paramount that Leakesville Academy just come out and play their football. Keep it simple and just play to the best abilities and try to, eliminate the turnovers. Between that and what I call the nicky-picky little penalties like jumping offside and things like that, it's they need to eliminate that, make it a clean game, so to speak.
Yeah, I think as best you can do, if you're Coach Brian Pickens, you're telling those young men, look, you got to flush what happened in the first half away, and we just got to take it one series, one play at a time. Let's win this play. Let's play our game. Let's improve at our game and see where it takes us. And, because it's certainly the season is a marathon and not a sprint. And it's just been a rough night, and you're going to have nights like these, particularly against one of the top ball clubs in the state of Mississippi. And you said earlier that this JA ball club could certainly compete with some of the best 6A and 7A schools that are taking the field tonight all over the state of Mississippi. And they are well coached. They certainly have gone and gotten themselves a lot of good athletes, and they are playing well. I think there were a lot of questions about JA with bringing in so many new guys. Would they have chemistry? With these, how coachable were these new guys? That's always a question mark coming in a situation like this. But all the indicators right now are green, go positive for JA. They look like a well-coached and a cohesive ball club for week 2.
I agree with you. Looking at the schedule for Leake Academy, I don't believe that they're going to play anybody else on their schedule the rest of the regular season as strong as this is Jackson Academy. It's interesting. I don't know all the other teams around here in MAISA league division. It's just that what their strengths are and so forth. But they're a very good football team, and I don't think Leake has played bad, to be quite honest with you. I think they played very well in a lot of spurts. They're trying extremely hard. I like their enthusiasm. They up until the last snap, they were very excited. Just they're playing up against someone that's pretty stout.
We'll take another break and come back with a start of quarter number 3 from Jackson. Our score at the half in the Carthage Veterinary Clinic halftime, Jackson Academy 48 and Leake 14 will return.
When it comes to finding the perfect home, experience matters. Lee Realty is connecting buyers with quality new construction homes tailored to their needs. Hey, it's Stacey O'Neill with Lee Realty. Whether you're starting fresh or upgrading, our team will guide you every step of the way, making the process simple, smooth, and stress-free. Ready to get started? Give us a call today.
We don't want everyone's business, just yours. Lee Realty, 206 West Beacon Street, Philadelphia, 601-562-7123.
West Side Body Shop says, let's face it, stuff happens. And when it does, they can take care of damage as small as a chip in your windshield all the way up to full collision services. Insurance claims are always welcome too. Just be sure your first stop is West Side Body Shop in Philadelphia. They also specialize in truck accessories, including toolboxes, visors, Nerf bars, and winches. They make your ride look cool. West Side Body Shop, just off Beacon Street on Waterview Lane, right behind the Huddle House in Philadelphia.
Roll into Junction Deli, where nourishment meets journey. On the menu, delectable breakfast, lunch, and supper. Whether you're in Philadelphia, Newton, Union, Carthage, Louisville, Oxford, or Scuba, we're the local pit stop that blends the allure of delicious food with the convenience of a fuel station. Remember, when your stomach grumbles or your tank hovers on empty, we're just around the corner. Download the Junction app for ordering convenience and look for the new car wash in Louisville next to Walmart.
Hunting season is here, and Leake County Co-op has everything you need to get ready. From ammunition to deer attractants, premium deer feed, and the seed to plant your perfect food plot, they've got you covered. And cattlemen, don't forget, it's almost time to plant ryegrass and winter wheat for winter grazing. Lock in the best pricing by prepaying for your ryegrass seed before October 15th. So whether you're headed to the woods or the pasture, come see us at Leake County Co-op, where neighbors help neighbors since 1936.
Thanks to Rosebud General Store, I can get all I need to work the farm right here at home.
Because they go hand in hand with what you use. Spreaders, hay bale rings, cattle catch pens, head gates, and fencing supplies. And let's not forget a great clothing department with boots and shoes to clothe the whole family.
Plus feed and medicine for all our animals, and even a deli to feed us farmers at lunch. That's my faithful friends at Rosebud General Store, Highway 487 East in Rosebud.
When dealing with something as complex as taxes and payroll can be.
And we're bringing you back to the Brickyard, ready to start tonight's third quarter. J.A. kicks off right to left to the Rebels. Gabe Barrett puts it in the air, taken at the 3-yard line. Garrett Adcock picking his way 15, heads east and west instead of north and south, and gets caught by Carter Matheson along the 17-yard line, and Leake will take over there. 48-14 the score as we start the third quarter. Third quarter of tonight's game is presented by Westside Body Shop. Phil Palmertree and got Hal Haden joining me here in the press box, and hope you're getting some game sound. We have to kind of trust that the JA system's working well. We're dependent on them tonight. So from the 17, 1st and 10 for the Rebs. Handoff, but tripping up, and is Garrett Adcock. He went down quickly. Don't think he would have gotten a lot. Darian Albert got there in a hurry along with Reed Miller. And that's a big loss on the play all the way back to the 13. That's a loss of about 4 on the play, 2nd and 14. Second down, Wilcox takes a snap, throws, caught at the 30-yard line. Easton Page has it, falls forward to the 35. Safety had to come over, make the tackle. Connor Hillman put him down on the carpet, but that's a nice gain of 22 yards and a Central Mississippi Animal Clinic first down.
Excellent pitch and catch. Once again, the same play they ran effortlessly in the second quarter, well, the whole game, but right in the zone. He's found that crease.
Page split out by himself to the short side of the field to the right. 2 Rebel receivers to the left. Belt high snap. Ball in the air quickly. Deep throw left sideline, but no chance for Gage Warren to get it. He was well covered by Mari Jackson out there. Cornerback did a good job. We do have a running clock, I see. So either the coaches have agreed to that or there may be some nuance to the MAIS clock and score rules that I don't know about. So we are in a running clock in tonight's third quarter. And that's not going to stop it's not going to go back no matter how close the Rebels make it, because those are the rules.
I have never seen that before.
2nd and 10 from the 35. And that 3 wide out set. 4-man front. Throw, little hitch to Page, and he's immediately checked out of bounds close to the 42. Pickup of 7. The Rebels have 3rd and short now. Just 3 to get to move the sticks.
Simply just lined up. Just, once again, he found a spot to throw to, and he's finding those creases in their zone.
Yeah, and that time the cornerback, Hillman, was given some ground and a little bit soft there because you got to respect the deep pattern now. The Rebels have shown you what they can do.
Yes.
On 3rd and 3. Rebels will put it in the air once again. Throw into a crowd, and the ball, is it caught? No, it is incomplete. It looked like Warren had it for a second, but knocked loose by the cornerback, Jackson, excuse me.
That's exactly right. He got it in what we would call the bread basket, and it just came out.
4th and 3, and the Rebels will send the punt team out. Punt for the 3rd time tonight. They're picking up a first down. Kick it to the Raiders. Raiders will put Baird Kennedy back deep. Safety who's played a lot of snaps here. Good ball player.
If they basically had a fake punt play, this would be a great time.
Yeah, on 4th and 3, out middle of the field. High snap. Stovall gets it high, kick, flipping over in. It'll hit at the 30, go high in the air, take a Rebel bounce toward the 20, get down right before it reaches the 20 to 21 by Joey Saki. 7:40 as the clock ticks away. Rebels trail 48-14. JA will take their first possession. See who they put at quarterback. They've had senior transfer Joseph Walker, and they've also played junior QB Pruitt James, and they've both been effective. Pruitt James comes off the sidelines. He's got a touchdown throw and a couple of touchdown runs in the first half.
He's been very effective running the offense as well.
3rd quarter presented by Westside Body Shop. 2x2 receiver set for the Raiders. They'll bring a slot man in motion. Keeper from James on an option read. 25. Rebels stop him. It looked like he dropped the ball for a moment and fell on it. Caden Monk wrapped him up. Pick up a 5, maybe 6 on the play. They'll give him 6 to the 27-yard line. 2nd and 4.
They just lined up to run it one way, and he saw the play was not going to have anything, so he kept it and ran it around the right side.
The Rebels had good flow, but they went with the fake.
Yes.
3 wide out split to the left, 1 to the right. Rebels showing blitz pressure. Hand it off, spinning away with it. Austin Clark on his first carry of the night gets away from the Rebels and gets up to the 35, picks up the first down and more. So he finally gets submarined by Will Garner at the 36.
Excellent pursuit by the defense. They had him at least once in the backfield, and he broke at least 3 tackles, maybe 4. Good running by number 19.
Clark, a sophomore, getting his first carry of the night. First string offensive line still in the game for JA, but some of their ball handling personnel and getting some second, third teamers out there. Go under 5:40 to play in the 3rd. James takes a shotgun snap on first down. Gives it to Clark. Will Garner bear hugs him and able to finally get him down at the 43-yard line. That's a pickup of 6.
Simply just nothing, nothing fancy. They just basically run in between the tackles and see what they can get.
JA with a 48-14 lead, 5:12 on a running clock 3rd quarter. Rebels put 4 at the line of scrimmage, bring Johnston up at the edge. Left side of the offense. Hand it off up the middle as a flag comes out. Clark goes nowhere. Rebels got penetration that time from Gavin Gamillion and Keith Saki.
Excellent penetration.
Excuse me, I've said that twice. Joey Saki. I'm sorry.
Excellent penetration to backfield. You had at least 2 Rebel defenders back there basically to make the stop.
Illegal procedure, the call against JA. 3rd and 4 becomes 3rd and 9 after they walk it, or about 8. That was really 3rd and 3. I'm counting the yards correctly. They walk it back to the 39, 3rd and or 2nd and 3. Excuse me. J.A. will bring it set with 2 receivers to each side. Pruitt-James looks at the Rebel defensive front, takes a high snap, sets his feet to throw, but still nowhere to go with it. Now scrambles out to the right side. Caden Monk in pursuit. He comes back inside the 15-yard line and will throw it away. Come close to intentional grounding, but I think maybe number 9 for J.A. was out there close enough.
There's a penalty flag. There's holding about the 10-yard line.
Okay, yes. I see the flag now. Now we're looking at the replay screen. I think 56 maybe was the guilty party there.
Oh, it's pushing the back. Interesting. He should have let that go because the quarterback had already, but since that spot foul, that is really going to push it back.
Yeah, walks all the way back to the 10. So now it's 2nd down and 37.
Wow.
Didn't have that on your bingo card for tonight. Clock winding down toward 3 minutes to play. Continual clock run unless there is a timeout or an injury. It'll be well under 3 minutes when Pruitt-James takes the snap on 2nd and 37. Their own 10-yard line. They'll toss a little short pass. Ball loose, fumbled, fight for it. Who's got it? Looks like J.A. fell on it back behind the line of scrimmage. He threw it to Braylon Short. He was the one who had it stripped from him, and a couple of Rebels had a chance to get it, but Braylon Short was the one who ended up with the ball in his hands. He ran into his own defender, or his own blocker, and then good job by Braylon Welch to strip it away.
Yep.
So we'll say now they lose a yard on the play, so 3rd and 38 from the 9. They'll keep it on the ground, and Alan Olivo in the backfield just about the same time the ball was handed off to 36, James Ogden. Takes him down for a loss. So it'll be 4th and 40.
This is their first punt of the season.
Rebel defense pushes J.A. backwards. J.A. hurt themselves with some penalties.
Very much so.
The punter is Rhett Robinson. He'll stand about 8 yards deep in his own end zone. Rebels should get good field position out of this. There'll be under a minute to play when the Rebels get it, put it back into play. He kicks a low kick, hits in front of the 35, will bounce about 10, 12, 15 yards up the field near midfield, and the Raiders down it there. Rebels trail 48-14 in week 2 against highly ranked J.A. They are number 1 actually in the MAIS polls, are the J.A. Raiders. Leake been down, depending on which poll you look at, around 7, 8, 9. J.A. has dominated the ball game in the first half. We were at 48-14 at the half. Each team's had it just once in this running clock third quarter, presented by Westside Body Shop. The Rebels have it at the 48. In J.A. territory. Wilcox brings the Rebels to the line of scrimmage with 18 seconds to play in the quarter. We'll have a short night tonight with the running clock. Looks into Corey Burns on the far sideline. We'll need to snap it in the next 5 seconds, or we will reach the end of the quarter. And the quarter runs out of time, so we'll be back in 60 seconds with the start of quarter number 4. Jackson Academy 48, Rebels 14 will return as Leake Academy football continues.
Dr. Brooke Bobo and his staff at Carthage Veterinary Clinic wish you and your animals the very best. They treat all animals, large or small, with the care you would want for a member of your family. Carthage Veterinary Clinic provide for your sick or injured animals and also offer grooming and boarding as well. Located on Highway 16, Carthage Veterinary Clinic is open Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 7:30 until 5:30, and Wednesday and Saturday from 7:30 till noon.
When it comes to finding the perfect home, experience matters. Lee Realty is connecting buyers with quality new construction homes tailored to their needs. Hey, it's Stacey O'Neill with Lee Realty. Whether you're starting fresh or upgrading, our team will guide you every step of the way, making the process simple, smooth, and stress-free. Ready to get started? Give us a call today.
We don't want everyone's business, just yours. Lee Realty, 206 West Pickett Street, Philadelphia, 601-562-7123.
Boswell Media Sports.
As we start the fourth quarter, we'll remind you that Premier Medical of Carthage is a wellness sponsor of Leake Academy Athletics. Clinic opens 7:30 to 4:30 Monday through Friday in Carthage. 1st and 10 Rebels at the JA 48 to start the fourth quarter. Deep pass left side going for the big strike. A lot of hands there on Gage Warren. He turns and looks at the official like, hey, help a guy out here, but Hanky stays in the official's pocket.
Yeah. Trying to get us some scores here.
Yeah, J.A. Hartfield update going on the screen above us and on the big screen here. But we didn't see what the score was. 2nd and 10. We saw MRA block a field goal.
Yeah.
2nd and 10 Rebels. Handoff John David Gill, and he is met right at the line of scrimmage, gets half a yard, if that. We'll give him 1 to the 47, 3rd and 9. He was met by 21, Jaden Walker. Also 24, Adam Alexander. 3rd down play for the Rebels. Wilcox launches it deep right side, gathered in inside the 20-yard line, and it looks like they're going to rule that a catch. Great job out there. Make sure who that was.
Number 6.
And Easton Page, he has been the receiver of choice tonight.
It's just simple. Just he caught the seam going down. He
just hit him in stride.
Yep.
At about the 15, well, they give him the 13-yard line. Central Mississippi Animal Clinic 1st down. Rebels in the performance therapy red zone from the 13. Throw, slant into the end zone, but off the hands of Warren right at the goal line, incomplete. And they had Liam Spratlin right there on it.
Yep. Just a little high. I think he'd been down a little bit. He could have caught that, even though he had a Jackson Academy defender on his back, so to speak.
Neshoba County Co-op presents fourth quarter of Leake Academy football. Warren split to the left, Stovall in the slot to the left, receiver to the right. Give goes to John David Gill. He will push his way to the 11 and get stood up and shoved back. The Rebels have 3rd and 8 now. Under 9.5 minutes to go. We're in a running clock situation. Rebels trailing 48-14. Looking to narrow that gap a little bit here.
Looks like to me Jackson Academy still got a lot of their first teamers in there.
They do. They will bring a blitz, throw to the end zone. Oh, going low to get it. Gathering it in is Easton Page for the touchdown. 6 for the Rebels. Great throw and catch. He got just a step behind the defender, Hal, and kept his eye on the ball, went low to get it, and kept it from hitting the carpet. Got the touchdown. Rebels touchdowns presented by Weaver Tax and Accounting.
That was an excellent call. They were in the right position where only he could catch it, and it worked very well.
Rebels having some personnel problems. They're getting everybody on the field for the extra point. Stovall ready. Snap, hold, kick. It's up, away. It's good. 8:19 to play, and the Rebels have narrowed the gap. It's a 48-21 game. Rebels trail. We'll take one more break as Leake Academy football continues.
Sunrise over Neshoba County signals another hard-working day, and locals know just where to get the job done right. Neshoba County Co-op serves our community, supporting farmers, gardeners, and home growers with trusted supplies and friendly advice. From feed and seed to hardware and clothing, every aisle is filled with the essentials you use to make your living. Rooted in Mississippi traditions, the Neshoba County Co-op is proud to help your work flourish. Every season, every reason. Neshoba County Co-op, Philadelphia.
Roll into Junction Deli, where nourishment meets journey. On the menu, delectable breakfast, lunch, and supper. Whether you're in Philadelphia, Newton, Union, Carthage, Louisville, Oxford, or Scuba, we're the local pit stop that blends the allure of delicious food with the convenience of a fuel station. Remember, when your stomach grumbles or your tank covers on empty, we're just around the corner. Download the Junction app for ordering convenience and look for the new car wash in Louisville next to Walmart.
Boswell Media Sports.
Rebels line up for the Morris Pharmacy kickoff after the touchdown that's made it 48-21. Sky kick toward the far sideline, taken at the 32-yard line on a fair catch. J.A. takes over there. Clock ticks away. 6:43 to play. It's Raiders 48, Rebels 21.
This is a very interesting concept. They don't even stop it between scores.
Yes.
That is incredible.
And that's relatively recent. I'd say the last 10 years. Don't remember exactly when that was put in, but it's in both MHSAA and MAIS now.
Interesting.
6:16, clock running. J.A. back on the field. Pruitt James at quarterback. No, let's see. Do they have a – check that. Yeah, they've got a different quarterback, 13, Peyton Smith, sophomore.
Yep.
Out of a pistol set. Looks like somebody was in motion. No, timeout the call. Lee Realty timeout. That does stop the clock.
Interesting.
Or does it? Well, the guy in the booth ain't stopping the clock on the timeout. I've not seen that. I think he is violating he has violated a number of rules tonight. And now they do stop it back at 5:45 to play. We'll hold it here and remind you the Rebels are at home next Friday night against Winona Christian, 7 o'clock kickoff for the 488. And we hope you'll join us if you can't be there. Of course, you can get it at Boswell Media Sports YouTube channel. If you go there, click the subscribe box. We'll let you know when we come on the air with Rebel football. You won't miss a thing. Triple M Motors video stream bringing you Rebel football next Friday night. Rebels and the Stars of Winona Christian. Out of the timeout, 32-yard line of scrimmage. J.A. with Peyton Smith at quarterback. You expect them to stay on the ground, and they do. They give it to Beasley, and he tears up the middle into Rebel territory, upended about the 47, 48-yard line. Boy, he hit the hole in a hurry. Got to the second level before you knew it.
It's interesting. They've still got some of their starters playing this deep into the game.
Yeah, they've still got, it looks like a lot of second-teamers on that offensive line now, though. For J.A., the Rebels playing some second-string guys as well, but mostly first-stringers. 1st and 10 from the Leake 48. 5 minutes and change to play. Straight ahead goes James Ogden on his second carry tonight. The Rebels stop him in the backfield, shove him back. Caden Monk at the point of the attack. Also got some help from Will Garner.
Yep.
And also 21, Austin Sweeney, who's in the ball game.
Yeah, Leake is basically, I think they've determined that Jay is not going to throw the ball, so they're basically stacking the box themselves, which is a smart play.
2nd and 11. 4:40, and the offensive coordinator for JA is watching the clock as he's waiting for them to tell them to get to the line of scrimmage. They haven't started the play clock yet for some reason. Don't see an injury. Of course, that should stop the game clock. But anyway, this one will be over soon. We'll have an early trip home. 2nd down and 11 for the Raiders. High snap. Quarterback just going to have to make what he can out of it. And Riker Wells swallows him up in the backfield short of the midfield stripe. Loss of a couple more on that play. Rebels got in the backfield in a hurry. Good job by sophomore Riker Wells.
Yeah, they still have a couple of their starting linemen out there, but not many. And you can tell they're getting a little sloppy. It's because they haven't practiced together.
Rebels bring Hayes McDill in at safety. Braden Welch. Again, Ogden up the middle. He's got some daylight. Gets hit. Goes sideways toward the Leake side of the field. Dragged down at the 42.
Good pursuit by Leake Academy. Staying in front of it.
About 7-8 yards on that play.
Yep.
Brings up fourth down. 3:10 to play. Rebels down 48-21. We'll get the Woodstock Furniture postgame to you. Of course, on these road games, we don't get the opportunity to talk to Coach Pickens, so Hal and I will wrap it up as best we can and put a bow on it and just get this one in the rearview mirror. It looks like the Raiders are going to let the play clock tick down. Of course, it hasn't even started yet, so they may use a Lee Realty timeout. We'll see. Coach David Dugan coming talking to the linesman on the side. And the referee's tying his shoe. He's not concerned about anything else but that right now. Now they'll bring the punt team out.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, Hal, I've seen a few of these running clock games. Not a whole lot, but I've seen a few, and this one's gone about as fast as any of them.
Well, I can say this is, out of all of my years, this is the first time I've ever seen a running clock.
Delay of game penalty charge to J.A. They'll send their punter back. He'll drop the nose of the football, punt it up high in the air. The Rebels don't put anybody back. No. J.A. will surround it at the 14 and down it there with under 2 minutes to go. The Rebels will have to run it a time or two more, and we'll get to zeros on the clock. So we are getting close to the final.
Yes.
The Rebels will be 1-1 on the year and hit stretch now where some of the opponents are 2A, 3A opponents. Next 3 games, we mentioned Winona Christian. Then 2 weeks from tonight, we'll be in Louisville at Winston. And then we'll wrap up September by hosting Bowling Green. They'll come up from Louisiana. Trip to Madden.
Well, they played solid in the second half. There's been no injuries that I could tell. I don't seem to see anybody. They've cleaned it up pretty good.
Yep, and as Coach said in the pregame interview, you play, or actually in yesterday's South Group Insurance Coaches Show, you play this game because it helps you early to play some of the best teams. And he said, playing JA tonight's going to help us when we get to October, the end of the year, and we get into November in the playoffs. We're going to be glad we did this, and it's going to pay off because you just got to play so fast and so strong, and it'll make you better early in the season.
I agree with you on that. It's, this gives you an opportunity to see, against superior, not superior, but great competition to the point where you are figure out what your strengths and weaknesses and how to build going forth, because when it comes to playoff time, you'll know.
And then maybe next time we're together, I'll talk to you about PowerPoints. That's also part of this thing as well. You get rewarded in the playoffs with seeding when it comes in. Riles Wilkerson at quarterback for these final snaps of the game. Hands it off, straight up ahead. Nice gain, close to the 20. See who that is carrying the football. John David Gill. Getting a lot of second half carries tonight in relief of Garrett Adcock, and give him 5 yards up to the 20. 2nd and 5. We go under 30 seconds. This should be the last snap of tonight's ball game. Handoff goes again to Gill. He'll just burrow up ahead, run into a mass of humanity, and get stopped after picking up 2.
Yep, that should be the last one. Another thing I've noticed with this game is that both sides got to play a lot of their players on their roster.
Yeah, and that's valuable. There are no reps like game reps.
Yeah, all the young men, they practice every day. all year long. They want to get in the game. They want to enjoy and have a few meaningful plays, and they'll remember it. Regardless of the score, they'll remember it.
That gets us to the final. We'll take one more break and come back with the Woodstock Furniture postgame. Your final, Jackson Academy 48, Leake Academy 21. We'll return as Leake Academy football continues.
West Side Body Shop says, let's face it, stuff happens. And when it does, they can take care of damage as small as a chip in your windshield all the way up to full collision services. Insurance claims are always welcome too. Just be sure your first stop is West Side Body Shop in Philadelphia. They also specialize in truck accessories, including toolboxes, visors, Nerf bars, and winches. They make your ride look cool. West Side Body Shop, just off Beacon Street on Waterview Lane, right behind the Huddle House in Philadelphia.
Life is full of surprises, but with the right insurance, you can be prepared for whatever comes your way.
At South Group Insurance, they offer tailored insurance solutions for your home, auto, business, and farm. Whether it's protecting your family or securing your future, they're always there to help.
South Group Insurance agents are local, experienced, and ready to help provide personalized service that's right for you.
Insurance, just off the Court Square in Carthage.
Thanks to Rosebud General Store, I can get all I need to work the farm right here at home.
Because they go hand in hand with what you use. Spreaders, hay bale rings, cattle catch pens, head gates, and fencing supplies. And let's not forget a great clothing department with boots and shoes to clothe the whole family.
Plus feed and medicine for all our animals, and even a deli to feed us farmers at lunch. That's my faithful friends at Rosebud General Store, Highway 487 East in Rosebud.
When dealing with something as complex as taxes and payroll can be, you can turn to Leake Accounting to make things easier. Their professional staff works diligently to make sure your business and personal returns are complete and finished in a timely manner. Weaver Tax and Accounting will also execute your bookkeeping and payroll, bringing you the best in tax services since 1979. Weaver Tax and Accounting, 20 South Street, Sebastopol, and 109 Chadwick Avenue in Walnut Grove.
Navigate your way to Carthage Collision Center. Easy to find, right on Highway 16 in Carthage. Our professionals offer exceptional repair services, getting you back on the road in no time. Experience unparalleled customer service coupled with cutting-edge technology. Call us 601-267-4727.
Make a turn towards peace of mind with Carthage Collision Center, where quality meets reliability.
My knee rehab was 100% successful thanks to Performance Therapy. They sat down with me and created a plan to ensure I would achieve my personal rehabilitation goals, and they encouraged me to get the most out of every session. Performance Therapy provided plenty of material for me to continue my rehab in between sessions too. Hopefully I don't have to see them in the future, but if I did, I would definitely choose Performance Therapy again.
For more information, go to performancetherapyms.com. Performance Therapy, Carthage, Philadelphia, and Forest.
Ready for your next ride? Triple M Motors has been serving you for 54 years, offering unbeatable prices and an impressive selection to match every lifestyle. With easy financing options and top-notch service long after you drive away, your car buying experience is hassle-free from start to finish. Trust the name that's been in your corner for over 5 decades. Stop by Triple M Motors today and see why our customers keep coming back, generation after generation. Triple M Motors, Highway 35, Carthage. Sunrise over Neshoba County signals another hard-working day, and locals know just where to get the job done right. Neshoba County Co-op serves our community, supporting farmers, gardeners, and home growers with trusted supplies and friendly advice. From feed and seed to hardware and clothing, every aisle is filled with the essentials you use to make your living. Rooted in Mississippi traditions, the Neshoba County Co-op is proud to help your work flourish. Every season, every reason. Neshoba County Co-op, Philadelphia.
Boswell Media Sports.
Here's tonight's Woodstock Furniture postgame as we wrap up Week 2 loss for the Rebels, 48-21, the final. Jackson Academy, leader in 4A, took it to the Rebels, 48-21, led 48-14 at the half, scored on their first 7 or was it 8 possessions of the ball game? I guess it was 7. Yeah, to be at 48, 7 touchdowns. So
yes,
scored in their first 7 possessions, all in the first half. And then we were in a running clock situation in the second half. The Rebels scored early in the fourth quarter. 3 touchdown passes tonight from QB1 George Wilcox to Easton Page. Those plays covering 72 yards, 19 yards, and 11 yards. As the Rebels did move the ball through the air, had a hard time moving it on the ground, and my friend Hal Haden joining us tonight for his first Leake Academy broadcast. And certainly we saw the Rebels do some things that they like to do. They just couldn't do them consistently and couldn't get enough of a push up front to really keep that JA defense on their heels.
That's exactly right. On the offensive side for Leake Academy, they couldn't establish the run. And because they couldn't do that, it was hard to keep the pass going. The passing lanes were there. It seems to me that JA loves to play in a zone, a loose zone, and we found the seams, especially in the second and the third quarters. We found those. They were there. But the score was pretty high at that point, a differential, so it's kind of hard. It makes you one-dimensional on the offensive side. We kept trying to run, which would basically keep the box flooded with defenders, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8. But it was hard, and then the game kind of got out of hand at the end. Leake Academy, this is my first time to see these guys, these young men. They played very well, a lot of energy. They didn't get down. At least I didn't think they did. Yeah. From looking at them on the video, that's very encouraging. And like I said just a while ago, this is probably the strongest team they're going to play in regular season this year. So they do not get discouraged. If parents is out there listening to this game, encourage your players. They did great. They got a lot to keep playing for, and it's very exciting.
Yep, they played hard down to the very last snap and tried to execute their game plan as best they could, and that's going to pay off down the road. We've got a game against Winona Christian at home next week, 2A opponent, but they are one of the ranked teams in 2A, and so a lot of expected of the Stars when they pay a visit to us next week, and we'll start the Crossgates Jewelers pregame at about 10 minutes after 6 next week on Cruising 98.3 and on the Boswell Media Sports YouTube channel. JA goes to 2-0. They'll travel to Greenville and play St. Joseph, the Fighting Irish. There's 2 St. Joe's, the one in Madison and the one in Greenville. They're playing the Greenville ones next week. And as you were implying, I think a minute ago, Hal, JA is going to do this to a lot of people this year.
Well, on the radio, you want to lift up even your opponent's players. But you said something a while ago about Leake is playing tough schools before the district starts. They're pushing themselves to develop. JA they didn't last week.
They played. This is as a tough team, I think, as they'll play in September. Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting how this team goes forward. But they got a lot of great players. A lot of great players.
But they'll play Hartfield. They'll play MRA. They'll play Prep. They're arch rival and they'll have some challenges along the way. It'll be interesting to see how the season plays out. We appreciate y'all being with us tonight. Thanks again, Billy Steen, our broadcast engineer, Brooklyn Wade on the action camera, and our executive producer director, the award-winning Breck Riley. Hal, thanks again. It's been fun working with you.
We'll see you again.
And we want to say thanks to Bryant Eubank and the folks with the Raider Network. They feed us really well when we come here.
Food. Excellent.
And they take care of us, help us with our tech problems. And they had some tech problems tonight. It doesn't just happen at Madden. It even happens at JA. Their internet just went dead about the time we went on the air at 6:10. But they were able to get it fixed and get this broadcast out to you. We appreciate our sponsors and all of you. If you don't listen and you don't watch, what we do here doesn't really matter that much. But you make it matter, and we appreciate that. Join us next week for the Rebels and Winona Christian. Until then, this is Philip Palmertree for our entire Boswell Media Sports crew signing off from Jackson, where the Raiders of JA beat the Rebels 48-21, and there'll be some better days ahead. Until we're together again next Friday night, good night, grace and peace. Go Rebels!